Hello.
Hello. Here we
Hello.
go back again. So tell me if the music gets too loud and I'll turn it down.
All right.
It's very atmospheric, yeah.
Hey, I didn't hear that at all.
I can hear it.
Goes like brrrr.
Right. Okay,
Oh
so
wait,
you,
no, that might be my oven. My oven is right next to it. It goes. Yeah.
So you've already
What are you making?
Mood.
Is it pizza again?
A pizza again.
Oh yeah.
Pizza again. I've made a really good sauce. I've discovered a delicious Italian sauce that I make now for it, and it's made my pizzas like 100 times better.
So for those of you that are just tuning in, watching this for the first time, we're starting early tonight, which is why we don't have all of our players visible right now. And we're going to be finishing a little later, and there's going to be a little bit of overlap as to who's going to be in the game at any given time. So right now, Gimbal, I suppose what we're going to start with, we left off in a tavern where you guys were all talking together. Gimbal's had to go away somewhere to do something. He'll be back. Just leaving you guys some time to talk amongst yourselves. Alright?
All right.
Phil, you still foam tankered.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And you're in a cave as well.
I know. I am going to change that. I was just going to sort that out once I'd done. But Hank is an easy one. Rename. Why didn't you let me
Hank
do that?
have a last name?
Come on.
Elm.
Oh right, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Simple. Right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've got to accept that. Ah, here we go. Hank. Right, there we go. There we go. Hank. Hey. Oh, you know what? Everybody else has got their last names on there, so I'll chuck mine on there too, eh? Here we go. There we go. It's better. I'll change the background later.
Okay.
All right.
So Gimbal ran outside.
I would imagine that he's probably come up, just shouted, "I've got a great idea," and he runs off.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds like Gimbal.
Checks up.
That sounds very much like Gimbal. So
Yeah. We just arrived after having chased him down to the 5th we've found, and then he's like, "All right, see you later."
Right.
But he has mentioned to us that
He's got to see a man about a dog.
Yeah.
Outside.
that Bellerin has told him there's a potential that the items we left behind could be used to track us down.
Yeah, he does mention that. True. Yep.
So,
All right. So,
I mean, let's think this through. What's the worst that could happen if they know? I mean, I don't understand magic too well, but can they discern our names, our identities? You know, the wizards already know we're in the city.
They already have his face. I mean, what else do they need?
well, they think that we're in their employ, though. Well, at least one of them does. What's his tits from Balkanard?
Pyrex.
Yeah, he would have seen the eye go dead. He would have seen me and with the Queen's guards and the pikes to my neck. So,
but if you remember everything that happened, you never gave yourself away. You never gave him away, and then they destroyed the eye. You didn't see what happened after that.
No, and I did have Mother's little helpers spread a word around that a certain half elf was killed or thrown in prison from that. So maybe that misinformation has worked. Although we could check in with Mother and see how that's going.
We could check in with Mother and see how that's going. We could also, I say we forget about these items. It's just, whatever.
The wizards
what
are
can
doing.
the Wizards of the Barrackyle do?
Well, they can summon a horrendous fiend from the depths of the city.
Yeah, of course.
Bowels of the sewers.
They can actually, they do have the potential to make our life a misery, but
But that thing seemed like it was located in that one spot. It didn't chase us any further. It was kind of...
I have a feeling that it didn't chase us because it didn't need to any longer, to be honest. It probably knew that it couldn't go out of that area, that not because it was bound to it, but because it would have been unwise to follow us down that alley.
When I saw it, I got this chill down my spine that made me feel like I couldn't take a single step further forward, and I just wanted to get out of there like no one's business. I mean, what if this thing is just a deterrent? What if it's there specifically not to harm? Like, maybe that's not the focal point. This thing's just a guardian of what's sitting in there. It's just there to keep people away.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, definitely. I actually thought that it was summoned for the express purpose of killing us. That's all I thought it was. I that's just what I thought. You know, this mage flies away, powerful mage. He dropped ice on me and stuff. That sucked. And then, you know, just like 2 seconds later, this thing arrives and starts chasing us. I figured it was something to do with him.
Oh, we're talking about that fight, Hank. You owe me a coat.
You should have known when you gave me that coat.
Next time, you wear civilian clothes when we're out and about, all right?
Hey, now don't put this on me, right? Right? Now, okay. Now we went looking. I thought we were going to do some nice townly business. I'd have a couple of fire breaths at the Daughters, have a nice leisurely day off while Gimbal prepares himself for his silly scrying business. I mean, all of a sudden, we're blimmin' walking through the Forbidden District and we get attacked by wizards.
Whose idea was that anyway?
Well, I mean, I may have got us through the gate, but Gimbal wanted to investigate. We had a whole day up our sleeve. That's what it was. We've lost the whole day. We've gained very little information.
You reckon he'd run off back there?
Who knows?
Look, it was Tricky Bob's fault. The whole thing was Tricky Bob's fault because she didn't stop all of this foolishness, right?
Hey, I tried.
I don't remember that because I was drunk.
What's our new friend think of the situation? His first adventure with us?
Is he tagging along with us, or did we leave him back at the Daughters?
That's your choice right now.
I imagine he probably would have. Yeah, I imagine he probably would have stayed back.
Stayed back?
Oh, okay.
Good.
I don't know.
Up to you, Tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might have actually been there when you got there last time in the last session, but
right.
He may have left. It's not a big deal.
He can stay with us.
Yeah.
All right. So Harbeck is there then.
Be witness to the.
Up until now, he's been staring into his mug of ale. Did Harbeck actually see anything? Do you recall?
He ran.
You know, yeah, he didn't. So it was. I turned and looked at the horny thing, and so did Hank, and decided at the end.
I was terrified, but I caught like right at. I think beyond Gimbal seeing, I was the second one to see it, and it locked eyes with me and just.
Yeah, so Harbeck was behind me the entire time, but I turned back to see where Hank or Josiah, one of them, was huddling behind the corner, and I went to see what they were doing, and at that time I saw it. So it's quite likely that Harbeck wouldn't have been able to.
Right, but he would have heard your description when you gave it to the lieutenant.
Yeah.
Right. And he saw you puke. He saw you freak out.
Indeed.
Maybe just thanks for wussies.
He's heard all of the story. He just didn't see it with his own eyes. Okay.
Tell you what, Josiah, I'll buy you a new jacket when you buy that guard's new boots. How about that?
What boots?
You pukey man. Puked on his boots.
Yeah, I didn't puke in his boots. You can wash the outside of boots. I'll walk through the city streets. We'll clean that off. Yeah. That was my favorite jacket. That was my only jacket.
How much gold did we get paid? How much gold do we have right now?
We got 150 in hand from the sisters,
at least,
daughters, the sister daughters.
We got some money,
and we've got some in in credit as well. This is the richest I've ever been. Do you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's some people would remember that, you know. Some people would remember that when they start complaining about old jackets and old friends, you know. But that's all right.
Are you saying
I'll buy you a jacket.
What's the odd jacket between friends? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'll buy you a jacket with gold trim, mate. You know, that's what you mean to me. But that's fine.
All right. I'll leave it. It was more just, it was a little sentimental. That's all. No, I'll just say he's got a little sentimental streak in him. He doesn't have many things of the things that he's previously had. He covers.
I suppose I take some things for granted, given that I had a more privileged lifestyle. So I'm sorry about your jackets, but I do blame Gimbal.
Really sweet jacket.
Where'd you get it from?
I stole it.
Who?
A drunken swashbuckler in the harbour.
You got it from Screevies.
I was just a young, a young half elf.
Ballensteins.
In the growing up. Yeah. And I came across a swashbuckler in port, and I just idolized him. So when I saw him get drunk, I robbed him. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
As you do.
Indeed.
So what are we doing now?
That's a good question. We could wait for Gimbal.
I don't think he's coming back.
We could head to the Daughters. I mean, what time is it? Early afternoon? Early evening?
We spend most of the day looking for a tavern.
late afternoon, I think.
Late afternoon.
Yeah.
The first.
All right. Well, how about
in uncharacteristic oddness, the second sun is setting first tonight.
Peculiar.
Oh. Okay.
Go and check out what night classes the Daughters have on.
Right. Well, why don't we head back to the Daughters? I might quickly check in with Ballarin, actually. I can't remember if Gimbal said this to me the last time, but yeah, I'll just go and check in with Ballarin because we haven't left yet, and it's been a while, so
This might be the last time you see
been a day.
All right. So
Could
you're
for a while, yeah.
Gonna leave the place and head for Ballaran.
Yeah. I'm not going to take very long at Ballarin, so I'll basically just, say hi. Hey, I'm still alive, and then bugger off to the Daughters of Twilight. Say my goodbyes.
Right.
In preparation.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. All right. So you head out on your way to Ballaran's, and you are moving down the streets. Can you make a perception check, please?
Oh, shut.
Are you by yourself?
Oh, you know what? I'm still bloody cooking.
I think we're all coming to them.
All right, so you can all make perception checks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys coming to Ballarin's as well?
Why not?
All right, cool.
It's more like it. 16.
Excellent.
Oh, my bard has such better stats than my the tricky bob.
I'm rolling my own damn dice this time, Russell.
Perception?
I don't trust your
Perception.
digital dice.
Yep, perception.
13.
God, after last night. Jeez.
Oh, that was a shocker.
Last night in the Uthdark's call.
To be honest, that wasn't that great either. 8 for Hank. 8 perception.
8 perception. Well, see, there you go. I think it's
perception.
honestly, it's.
Don't you there you go, me.
It's almost like it's chance.
It's almost like it's chance, isn't it? Hard to say, but could be. All right. So, all right. So Josiah, 16. As you're wandering through the streets, you get the sensation that you're being followed. After a while, you think you see somebody moving on one of the rooftops. Actually, they duck down pretty quickly. They're very good at what they're doing, but they just briefly you think you caught someone leaping from one roof to another.
Leaping.
Yeah.
Okay, I quietly nudge Tricky Bob and Hank, and I just give them a little signal of Somebody,
Wait.
somebody tailing us.
Are you telling us this, or are you just?
I'm saying, is whispering. There's someone tailing us. Don't look back.
Turn around, step back.
And then I push Tricky Bob over as she does this, and oh, you tripped.
Do I need to do a dexterity save on whether I trip or not?
Sure you can. Sure you can. Why not? Sounds
God.
perfect.
Oh, a 13.
A 13.
Oh.
Right. Well, I guess you don't.
That sounds like a contest, though, right?
That's a bit.
Okay. I'll do sleight of hand to make it seem less obvious, shall I?
Well, it's a save, so
I say,
it's up to you. I don't really care. You can break your legs for all I care.
I'm gonna fucking break her legs. Oh no, 8.
Hey, no, Tricky owns you, man.
Why are you hitting me?
Because I'm trying to tell you something,
Yeah,
and I'm asking for you not to take it so literally and look around.
Didn't you see what he did to that mage back there?
What mage?
Look.
Yeah, the mage in the corner that we just ran away from.
Yeah, look.
Mage in the corner?
Yeah, look.
Is that who's tailing us?
Tricky Bob, look at me in the eyes.
Yeah.
Look past me, ahead of where we were going. Keep looking there. Don't look anywhere else while you're talking to me. There is somebody on the rooftops tailing us. Don't look at the rooftops. Don't look at the rooftops. Stop looking at the rooftops.
We have dark vision, right? So we'll be able to see them quite. Oh wait, it's the afternoon. It might be daylight.
Yeah, it's still daylight. It's getting dimmer. The light is quite mauve right now.
Mauve.
Hank, is Hogsmoor nearby?
Yeah, Hogsmoor's following us.
Let's continue standing in the circle. Maybe pretend we're doing something, a little inconspicuous. Maybe Tricky Bob.
Arms for the poor. Arms for the poor. You look like you might have a few coins, sir. Would you give us some arms for the poor?
How poor are you?
Well, I'm standing on a street begging, so I'm quite poor.
I mean, what's your hourly turnover?
She looks up at you, and she gives you a signal using thieves' cant.
Yeah.
To say mother wishes to speak with you.
Okay. I nod. I flicker a single gold piece.
She takes it. Oh, thank you, sir. You're so kind. And she slips it into her purse. Arms for the poor. She goes on.
Hank, do you reckon we could take a quick detour?
Well, maybe. What? Man, do we have to?
We could split.
I don't want to go down there again.
I don't think you...
Dexterity saving throw from everybody, please.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Shucks. Hang on.
I just had a decent one.
Huh.
Oh, right. 14.
14. Very good.
17.
Hang on. Dex saving throw. 22. Yeah.
22.
Right. 22.
So you've all saved as a large wagon goes careening past you at high speed. Water sprays up next to you, but you manage to avoid it and you don't get wet, remarkably.
Side shakes his fist. Where'd you learn to drive?
Right.
North Gate.
Right.
Are we in a relatively uptown neighborhood? Because we were quite close to the Palatian district, right?
Right. You would have come out of the palatial district. Well, hang on, because where did you meet him? Was in a tavern.
It was nearby.
Closest one, yeah.
It was a tavern at exactly halfway between the palatial district and Daughters, was it?
Right.
It's halfway between
if it was
palatial
halfway
something.
between, it would have been either the Droob or Cavnarum.
I don't think we'd be in the Drew.
So should we say Cavnarum then?
Yeah.
All right. Not far from Nort, in fact.
No, oh no. Did anyone get the license plate of that wagon? Hank, what do you want to do? You want to split up, or you?
Oh, I thought we were going to the Bellarins. Why are we splitting up?
Oh well. How quick are we going to be at Bellarins?
Super
For
quick.
dinner?
Unless he's
All right, let's go Bellarins, and then we'll go to the Droop.
Droop?
all right.
Yep. Gotta see somebody, old family member.
All right.
But they had no family. Aren't you an orphan?
Well, no. Let's go to the Droop first, in case Ballarin's got something
right.
for us. Yeah. Let's go Droop first.
You pretty much have to go to the Droob on the way to Ballarans anyway, so that all kind of stands up.
All right. Cool.
Fantastic.
Yep. Let's do
You're an
that.
urchin.
Alrighty.
Not an urchin.
So, you get down to the Droob, and things are kind of quietening down. The people are packing away. Shops are beginning to close. Other shops are beginning to open. You know, taverns are opening while the shops are closing. The work on the dock is coming to a close. You see a small group of Goliaths who tend to work together on the dockyards, walking down the street together, towering above the various other people around them, a good 4 or 5 feet over them, as they wander through. Their bluish skin and their tattoos and their bald heads, their long fur coats that they're wearing, these huge hands swing past you. They're quite intimidating.
Especially, I imagine, to a dwarf.
Right.
I'm like up to their ankles.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I guess we find the drain grate that leads to the underground market.
Yuck.
Well, I don't want to be here, first of all. This is not an area we should be going to.
It's a cover, Tricky Bob. This is where I grew up. This is my home, if you will.
Come on, Tricky. It'll
Aren't you
it'll
a
be good for
changed
you.
man now?
I don't recall saying such a thing. I have many different priorities, and stealing from the people of Vangate isn't really one of them anymore.
Yeah, so why are we going into the den of thieves, essentially?
It's not, you know.
These
I
are
think
good
you've
people.
got some
These
misconceptions about Mother's crowd there, Tricky.
These are good, salt of the earth people. These are the kind of people that you'd probably want to be preaching the word of Morridan to.
You know what? That's a very good point.
You are a real classist, Tricky Bob.
Not a classist. It's just like...
This is where you should start your revolution.
Mm.
You know, like... The Greymoor was entirely different.
Now she's making excuses.
Classism. We didn't all grow up in
Classism.
hoity-toity dwarven temples, spoon-fed river crayfish and
Mushrooms.
yeah, mushrooms, mushroom
Delicious
jerky and
mushroom
mushroom candy.
soups.
Some of us had to have boiled water for our dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get
Soup.
further into the sewers now. You go through the grate and you start wandering among the sewers. You're looking around. Can you make a survival check, please?
Oh, jeez.
Not you. Josiah.
Just Josiah. Right.
Bump. 18.
Hey yo.
18. Very well. Okay.
Oh, shut up, Google. She's so inappropriate.
So inappropriate.
Yeah.
She loses a level. Okay, so heading through the sewers, you manage to maintain your way. You see the signs written on the walls by the various denizens of the underground here, the undercity, I suppose is the best term. And you find your way down into essentially the camp, the markets, the blackest of markets. And yeah, you wander into this large cavernous area where there's lots of smaller spaces, and you can tell. Hank, have you been here before?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I think I started out with Mother's crew very, very early, but didn't last very long.
Right.
When so there would have been a period when I left whatever orphanage I was a part of, if there are such things, of maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years that I ran with Mother.
Right. So this particular location is where a number of ancient buildings had collapsed, and they just built on top of them, and they raised the level of the street on top of that. And so you've got all these basements and things that have basically been broken into, so that they're all kind of able to get into all of these different little chambers and what have you. But it's all smashed and ruined. And there's a stream that kind of runs through the center of it. There's these big tent flaps up and what have you. Lots of cloth hanging around the place. You can smell meats and cooking, even music. So you go in.
Eight. Making use of that economic windfall from Gimbal, eh?
Yeah.
Right.
So Mother's tent was towards the back of the market, right?
Yeah, so you wander through the market. There's people selling and hawking all sorts of stuff. Stolen jewelry, stolen clothes, stolen animals, leathers. You don't know that it's stolen, Tricky Bob, to be fair. As far as Tricky Bob's concerned, it's like, wow, there's a whole market here I didn't know about.
The animals look like they're treated well?
The animals are treated reasonably well. Although, to be fair, there may be all sorts of nefarious activities, such as dog fighting and cockfighting and stuff like that too. Possibly a bit of bear baiting.
Bear baiting?
I don't want to look that up. That sounds awful.
It's a Russian thing. Yeah.
What?
Imagine.
That's not.
I imagine it kind of looks like, that part of Demolition Man where he goes to find the resistance people.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon it looks like that, but less futuristic, obviously.
Less futuristic.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely the kind of idea that I've got in mind.
But
Less Dennis Leary's and Jack Black's.
Yeah, that's the one. Is Jack Black in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
He's an extra.
Oh fuck! I must have missed him.
It's
Damn.
skinny as well. Well, skinny. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Anyway, Tricky Bob
Mm.
and
Hank.
No, not Hank. I know Hank knows. He's been here before. Your
Long
little
time
friend
ago.
with the braided beard and his hair braided into it. Gerbeck.
Harbeck.
Hardbrick.
The
hardest.
All right, what would you want from me?
Just keep your hands on your possessions while you're down here. A few
All right,
people
then.
have sticky fingers.
I see what you mean, yes. All right, he starts looking about carefully, sort of starts turning in circles as he's walking.
I mean, maybe don't make it too obvious.
You can never trust these street-type people, yes, I know.
Oh, racist.
Humans.
We're going to go see...
Well, they'll find guidance at some
Classist
point.
and racist.
Well, it's I don't support this either. I really don't think we should have this kind of class segregation in a well-planned city. But before things get reformed, they will be not ideal. And
It's always darkest before dawn, Tricky Bob, and it's very dark down there.
Dark and dingy, you might say.
Yeah, and one day these people might be legitimate tradespeople. Maybe they'll become farmers.
Perhaps they are. Perhaps they will be. Who knows?
We have legitimate tradespeople down here, or they have legitimate tradespeople. They have dog trainers,
Lockpick makers.
lockpick makers. Yeah, they
What
have
do you need a
cooks,
lockpick for?
many cooks.
Pick locks. When people get locked out of their homes.
Of course.
And when they get locked out of their treasure chests.
They have stirrers.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was that our game?
Yeah, that was our
it was.
game.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was our game.
That's they were legitimate. They've gone straight.
Oh right. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
they're legitimate.
Yep.
Maybe
But then,
not down here anymore, but
You've got tradespeople. You've got there's a whole bunch going on down there.
witches, bakers, candlestick makers.
Tinkers, tailors, soldiers, and
soldiers,
spies.
spies.
All right. I'm going to introduce you to an old friend of mine, Mother. Just be on your best behavior. Don't.
This is your mother, then?
Not my mother.
Not your mother?
Not my mother. Her name is Mother. Just Mother.
I see.
Like, like a superlative term. She's everyone's mother.
Not my mother.
Well, if you play your cards right, she could be very matrial to you.
I don't need another mother,
motherly.
thank you very much. One is quite enough, thank you.
I think we shouldn't talk to them.
I think you might be right. You and I should just stay quiet. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, observe. These are the kind of people we need to break out to. These are the kind of people we need to guide. So maybe this is just a training exercise.
A bit of reconnaissance, if you like.
Yeah. Like what we did yesterday when we saw those mages in the thing.
And killed them.
Well, not everyone can be helped.
Well, I suppose we don't have to kill them just because they can't be helped.
Not yet, but you know what? Let's judge and see what they're like. Maybe they do it.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
To be fair, those wizards put us in a very precarious situation. Our backs were against the wall, Arbrook.
I don't see how being sent into a sewer is not precarious, but
No one's gonna attack you here. We're very safe. Safest place in the city.
Safest
not for your coin, maybe, but
yeah. For people like us who potentially
for
need to keep our heads down, let's go talk to Mother.
All right, so you start wandering through the people. All right. And you get to the place where Mother is usually, and you go in through the camp, and there she's sitting with a group of children, and they're sitting in a big circle around her, and one of the older children is telling a story, and they stop and look up, and Mother looks up and she sees you, Josiah. She looks over at you and she nods her head slightly and she says, "I'll be leaving you all now." And she stands. "I have some business here with our friend, Josiah." And she gets up to her feet with her staff. "I see you've brought some friends, Josiah."
This is my my adventuring party. These are my friends.
Have we met them before? I don't recall.
You might recognize Hank. I think he
sort of like shuffles his feet. He's my Mother.
Hank, you left us a long time ago now, Hank. Didn't stay with us very long at all.
I had a pretty good offer, Mother.
I see. I don't recall you saying goodbye to us.
Didn't have a choice, to be honest. It all happened so fast.
Did it just? I see. You didn't think to come back and say goodbye to your old mother, then?
I've been working very, very hard, Mother.
Oh, I see. Well, perhaps it's time for you to make a donation to those like yourself with the misfortune to have been born without friends and family and goodwill.
So Hank sort of expected this. So he pops like a good 40 gold in there.
Good boy. She pats you on the shoulder.
40
you're right, Mother. Yeah. It's been a while, I pay my dues.
The Droob thanks you, as does Vaingate.
Sorry about that, Mother.
Oh, nothing that can't be forgiven with a little clinking of little gold. Wow. What have we come here to grace
out
us
of game.
with? Yeah.
I just got to make sure I've got 40 gold to do that.
Is that all your money?
Yeah, I do. I got plenty. No.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
All right. Now, what have you come here for, Josiah? You've come here for something.
You sent a message that you needed to see me.
Ah, yes, I did. I've heard a rumor.
I'm sure you've heard many rumors.
The Queen, Claraska of Scartabel, seeks your audience.
Did you hear this from his? Did you say anything about me?
Nothing about you. I don't know what your name is, dear.
Did she mention any dwarfs that she liked?
Well, I didn't speak with the Queen. I've only heard rumor.
Your sources are obviously false. There's no reason why she would ever want to see Josiah. He made a fool of himself in front of her. Maybe it's to formally apologize to her. Maybe. I mean, I can see that. So
That might be possible. It could be that, yes.
yeah, of course. It can't be anything else.
Could be that. Or it could be something to do with the eye that they found and investigated.
I just.
This is very dangerous, isn't it?
Left crushed upon the floor, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Very dangerous indeed. I almost had my head cut off in that audience room.
Well, according to the other rumors going about, Josiah, you're already dead.
That's good. As I'm taking that's successful. Do I owe you some money now?
Oh no, you're fine for now.
All right. So, what channel did you hear this from? Is this just normal rumors circulating around?
These are rumors circulating. We have members among the guard. The palace. We have people in high places, Josiah. We should hope that you obtain to a high place too, so that you also might seek to assist us in the future with your knowledge and social standings.
We can't do that if he dies.
I have no power over that, my dear.
You don't want to see old Josiah without his head, right, Mother?
Of course not.
Yeah, I'm your favorite, right?
My suspicion is that they don't seek to kill you, Josiah. They wouldn't tell you that. They wouldn't seek an audience, and surely they wouldn't ask for you to go and see the Queen.
What do you guys think?
It's preposterous that they even want to see you again, but whatever. I'll come in and I'll speak with her on your behalf to make sure that you don't make a fool of yourself again.
I mean, out of game tricky, you both kind of made fools of yourselves. But in game, in game, yeah, you know what? I'll take along for moral support, but I'll probably get tossed out again.
You reckon we try it tonight, or put it off till tomorrow?
Pretty keen to get going tomorrow. Let's and it's the Queen. We can't keep the Queen waiting.
All right.
I have this then to give you if you intend to fulfill this. She passes you a note, a piece of parchment.
What does the note say?
It has the name of a guard on it. One moment, please.
Oh, actually, no. I'll wait to mention that.
It says Marshal Rex Navarre.
Rex Navarre.
Mm-hmm. And
Cool
you can
name.
make a history check, please.
So just Josiah.
Just Josiah. Well, Hank, you
he's
can
the
make
only
a
one
check
reading.
too, because you, well, yeah.
Am I peering over his shoulder?
If you want.
I'll read it out
I'll be
loud.
peering over his
Read it
shoulder.
out loud?
Okay.
Yeah, read it out loud.
Well, you can all make the check, but the Tricky Bob is the least likely to know this because she doesn't come from Vangate.
12
Right.
for me.
12 for you. Okay.
History is
Actually, you and Josiah can both roll with advantage.
Yeah.
yes.
One
thank
more
you.
roll then.
That would be nice. Hang on. What
And
is
because
one
you're
more?
And an 11.
helping each other.
Then
Then
11.
because we're helping each other.
Rex Navarre. You know Rex?
Sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
you know what? I got 11 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
I'll
in
tell
the back
you,
of my
Rex
head.
Navarre is the marshal of one moment, actually. He's the head marshal of the 3 citadels.
So he's in charge of all the guards in Vangate?
Aye. And he answers directly to the Queen.
And he's looking for me.
He's got your name on a list. He would like to
Then
speak
we gotta
with
go.
you.
I think we go. Otherwise, we're going to have a hard time getting around the city.
We got to go. This is the guard, not the city watch. Remember?
Yeah. Valorant's first.
Valorant's first, then the guard.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mother.
Of course. Anything I can do to help my boy Josiah?
I am your favorite.
Favoritism.
I'm gonna throw another 10 gold as donation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You do that.
Yeah.
Cross it off.
I'm crossing it off.
All right. So you head back out of the sewers, back up onto the street, I assume, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Wonder how old Gimble's doing out there.
Yeah, man, he's taking a while to get in.
That's Gimble. Traffic, man.
How bad is a breezy traffic? I thought it's like.
Aha! I'm back. There we go.
Hey!
Wow.
I've just pulled into the driveway. So
Did you-
I'll
Excellent. Take a quick break
like-
while you're getting ready then.
Have you been listening to us, Gimble?
Of course, I've been listening to the entire thing.
Cool.
You guys
Well,
are
let's
bagging
let's
out on
assume
me.
that we're all at Ballarins, other than Gimble. Gimble's off doing his own thing.
Gimble
Yeah,
can
well,
turn up.
Since you guys said that I had a plan, I've got a plan and I've
Run off to do it. Yep.
All right, cool, sweet. So we're at Ballarins now.
All right. Anybody that wants to take 5 minutes to get their shit together with anything, food or bathroom breaks or pizzas or drinking wine.
I've
And Gimble,
Yeah,
you're cutting in and
yeah.
out a little bit, so you might want to get on a stable connection.
have I gone again? Hello?
You're cutting in and out.
Oh, good. Back soon. Back soon.
All right, we'll see you in a minute. All right, and I might also take a moment to go and powder my nose.
Do some coke.
What else could it mean?
I never thought of it until James brought that up. Coke powder my nose. I thought, to me it was just a euphemism for a lady going to the bathroom.
That's what Uma Thurman
makeup on.
says in Pulp Fiction when she goes to snort coke in the bathroom.
And then she
says,
absolutely just goes to snort coke. And
yeah, that's
then
why I thought it was actually what it meant.
It never dawned on me that it could mean that, powdering my nose. Yeah, you're putting powder in your nose. Yeah, that's cocaine.
Like coke is, yeah, it's powder. Which is weird because when I hear people say it like in professional or
actually means that it like came from Victorian times or something.
Yeah, like
super old, but
50s, wasn't it more? Like go and repowder your nose.
Yes.
But if it was from the Victorian times, it was probably definitely coke.
No, it was
snuff.
Powder. It was like they were
Tobacco powder.
Opiates.
It wasn't always a drug term. It became a drug term because it's like, I'm gonna go see a man about a dog.
Yeah, but that's probably like the made foundation from opiates. I don't know. It's quite likely. I won't put it past them. Greetings.
Hey.
How's it? We should just like swap places and see if anyone notices.
Well, that used to be where I was sitting all the time, but now
I stole the PC.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I actually quite like down here, but tomorrow I might need the desk.
Yeah, I want to take the floor disc tomorrow because I like it. That bamboo is growing really massive.
This boy needs to be like.
No.
No, I'm not saying cut him. I'm just saying he's hanging off to the side. He needs to.
I can take a shoot off. He probably needs a shoot taken off. And I take him while to part their noses.
So nice to jump back into the original characters.
Yeah, I don't know how to play a bot. It looks like I just use vicious mockery non-stop, and it's literally the only thing you ever do.
I think.
Like none of my other spells. I mean, there's a couple of good ones.
Oh wow! Look at that. You're looking very clean, cat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, the hairdresser open. Cat.
Here is Cleo.
Oh, that's a
She's
great
my
cat
fluffy
name.
cat.
Oh, she looks so sad.
I was gonna change it when I adopted her, but then because her name's Cleopatra, but then like I stuck with Cleo, and it just works fine.
The parrot's going off again.
Damn it!
No, it's fine.
I've got him like a push to
Ah.
talk. That way, at least it's not so constant.
Did you guys always have uniforms?
No, to be honest, I've been here there 5 years, and I hate dressing myself for work, so I just went and got a bunch of black shirts embroidered
Oh,
for like $20. So
Smart.
swell.
yeah, I don't know if it's smart or just a form of laziness.
You know, you give a task to a lazy man, and he'll find the quickest way to do it.
Yeah, there you go. Done. So just wait till I get that brewery job.
What would you do? Like, what kind of?
Honestly, at this point,
Department.
anything. I just got very excited. I mean, hell, if I could be on even on the bloody production line, then at least I could learn how to make beer myself and eventually start my own thing. Or who knows? Who
Ladies
knows?
and
Anyway,
gentlemen.
A lot of people end up doing. Well, like kind of. But they definitely do have stuff on the production lines, but it's mostly Sydney, I think, from top of my head.
I kind of think it'd be cool if I could, but man. Either way, it's in there. It's on the pot. I'll just keep applying for everything at this
Well, they're
point.
doing this whole thing, like, even to be on a production line, they want people to be tertiary educated.
Huh? Really?
Because it's like the whole idea is you move up, I guess. Eventually. So,
That's brilliant. Right,
yeah.
Alrighty, but I'm here. I'm in. Greetings from Oz.
Greetings from Kiwiland. What is that? What is that fluffy thing next to you?
That's
she's
Cleo, my cat,
Licking
and
her
she's
butt.
that's inappropriate. Cleo, wait.
Nice haircut, by the way.
Thank you. I was quite happy with it actually.
All right.
Ah.
So you're all with Mother again.
We've
The
just
old
left, I
hag.
think. Were you all right with the way that we just described you saying you had an idea and running away?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually have an idea, but because you said that, I came up with one. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
All right.
I'm back.
You're back. All right. Very good. Okay, so will you go over to Ballaran's then? And you get to Ballaran's house and you go in and the doorbell rings as you push to swing it open. And Ballaran has just tidied up. He's just finishing putting things away. Ah, Hank, there you are. Good to have you back here again. It's a shame I do miss the days when you worked in here day and night like my little helper. Now everything must be done myself by hand.
It's all right. I've moved up in the world, Bella, and I'll be procuring you some rare and interesting fungi and lichens and mosses and plants.
Fungi.
How about that? How about this?
Can you get that from down up that shelf there? I need that box.
So Hank casts his mage hand and he gets it and he brings it down to him.
I could have done that.
Well, you asked me to do it, so I did it, and I'm lazy, so I use the tricks you taught me.
I see. Very ostentatious. All right, well, I see you've brought all your friends. Everybody else starts coming in through the door.
Ballaran.
Now, Gimbal, for the sake of brevity, shall we say that you're already here?
Oh no, I had a plan.
You have a plan?
Oh.
I had a plan now.
All right.
I mean, otherwise, what was my plan? Go back to Valkanard. I mean, to Ballaran. I've seen him. He fixed the rope. I'm all good now. I've got a plan.
All right. Okay, well, in that case, then, these guys have got to Ballaran's, and he's going to sort of take them in and feed them, right? So you guys are going to get fed. While you're getting fed, then, Gimbal, what do you do? What is your plan? Let's hear
Alrighty.
this plan.
So I've got the potion of invisibility, right?
Oh boy.
And I've got this robe.
All right.
So I'm going to go nonchalantly and casually towards the location where they had been taking all of the caravans filled with debris. So to the actual tower or the envoy of the
Right. So you're heading to the Barakar Wizards envoy location. I see. Okay. Yep. So there is a tower there. There is a number of other complexes around the place. There's a big long building nearby, just across the street from that, which is under their protection as well. And this being near the Wizards, should I say the Arcane District, you notice there's a lot of arcane-looking wards and stones on corners and set into the sides of buildings and such. And it's getting quiet over here in this district now, and there's fewer and fewer people on the street. It's a bit creepy.
Hell. Okay, so I've just noticed that wards. All right. Well, I've got half of a plan. Okay, so at that point, then I think I'll rethink myself. I looked down and I was like, okay, we should come back. We'll come back to this, yeah. Let's go. Good boy.
Oh, you've had a haircut. Jealous?
Yes, I did. It was nice.
You should
I'd love a haircut.
You should call the cat Momo.
No, the dog's called Momo. Where's Momo? Momo!
Yeah. I figured that'd come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's he like? What kind of dog?
Australian Shepherd. A blue merle is what they're called. So they're
They're like one of
white,
those
black
tall,
spotted.
skinny ones.
No, I wouldn't call him skinny. He's quite chunky now.
Oh,
Since I've been gone, he's definitely
short-haired.
No, medium length. Anyway, I'll show you when he shows up.
Oh, wait.
But anyway, so I'll take Momo and I'll go. Oh yeah, back to Valorant's.
Back to Valorant's.
Yeah.
Back where we started. All right then, fair enough. Okay, so you guys are eating food and out the back of Balaran's apothecary when the doorbell rings and Balaran says, "Hank, would you answer that door for us, please?"
Righto. So I I walk to the door and then I sort of like look at the guys behind me and
Right.
then I just open it with my mage hand.
Well, you have to go through to the shop to open the door.
Okay, so in that case I do it, but nobody understands why, and it looks really weird, and then I just continue through the other side.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you go through to the other side. And this is probably the first time that the rest of you guys, as a group at least, have had a chance to be with Balaran by yourselves. So if you have any questions you want to ask about Hank, now's your chance.
Ah, you devil.
We're old adventuring buddies, right? You remember that time you thunderclapped and deafened everyone?
That one time?
That one time, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. What's Hank's deal? Why did you take him off the street? What attracted? No, not in that way, but why him of all the orphans and urchins and castabouts?
He was persistent, and he showed some promise. He was a lot less, you must understand, back in those days, young Hank was a lot less lazy than he is now. In those days, he was excited to do anything, and the magic, with a twinkle in his eyes, was apparent. Now he seems jaded and less interested, more reticent to learn. But back in those days, he wanted to be a wizard, you know.
I think you're being too hard on him. He's constantly trying to sniff out magic items, pretty much for your approval.
Magic items is one thing, learning spells is another. Learning the rites of the ancient tomes is another thing yet again.
It's all giant to me.
I suppose it is. All right, Balaran, you open the door and Gimbal comes in.
I'd like to have put on the wizard's robe and be going. The door opens.
The wizard's robe? Oh, the wizard's robe.
Yeah.
You're standing on the street wearing a Barakar wizard's envoy robe?
No. Just when I got to the door, like I want to see if
how does that work? How do you stand outside the door without being on the street?
That's a good point.
Well, it depends what
never mind.
Valorant's
I don't
house
do that.
is,
Don't do
right?
that. It's just me piss farting about anyway. No. I'll just come in. And Valorant answered the door. Or
Hank
was it
answered the door.
Hank?
Hank
Hank
answers the door.
Okay, my
Hank
plan
answered the door.
fell through. How's this going?
Well, we've just had a bite to eat. There's still some left if you want some. And
Sure.
Hank uses his mage hand to give him a little prod in the forehead.
Fine, out of the way. I just punch him. Work out. Right, so as I walk, I'll like walk back with Hank to the others, but while I'm doing so, I'm just gonna pull him and just gonna start ranting to Hank. It's like, okay, so what are the odds that the wizards can actually cast this, or would actually cast a spell from the Forbidden District to track us? I think it'd be pretty low. So what if we infiltrated or blocked off whoever comes into the tower next, the envoy, and try to get our belongings that way? I tried to go in. I was gonna go invisible and wear the robe and see if I could do it myself, but there's like wards inside, so I think we'd have to do it before they got inside if they haven't already.
Let's leave it. Let's bugger off. Can't be bothered with that. Too lazy.
Well, fine, but I'm keeping the rope.
Yeah, you never know when a good disguise is going to come in handy, right? I think we're putting too much.
At this point, I don't know whether you've tried the robe on or not, but whether or not it fits you is a question that we haven't really discussed.
No, that's true.
Try it on. Try it on.
Yeah, I'll try it on. I'm inside now. I'll try it on.
My, that is a feminine-looking robe you're wearing, Gimble.
It holds things in all the right places.
Yeah, it's got no shoulder pads on that. There's no pockets on it either.
Well,
I don't know how much gender asymmetry there is in robes, though.
I mean, I'm an elf, so
asymmetry.
I'm quite thin. I mean, if she was a human, then probably I'm probably fairer than her to begin with.
She was a human.
She was a human.
And
maybe she was. Was she chunky?
I'm gonna roll.
Roll for how fat she is.
Roll for chunk.
Yeah. Does it fit? Can I pull this off?
Well, as it happens, she was very tall and of medium build. So there you go.
Oh, so that's very
tall.
Pretty sweat, am I?
So being an elf, I think you probably do fit this robe.
If not, I can have it taken up a little. That's nothing, as long as I fit the shape.
Yeah. There is one other inherent problem with the robe, though, is it's stained with blood.
No, Ballarin cleaned that.
Fixed that. He cleaned it. Prestidigitation. That's right.
That scared the shit out of me. Yes, I was aware of that.
Right.
I can take that in for you a little bit and ham those frays at the bottom.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. I'll leave it with you.
Josiah, is that a UFO behind you?
Those are dots on the window.
Those are the twin moons.
So people don't run into them.
The twin sons of Sidariel.
Yeah, so there's dots on the ranch ladders. I think they start putting them on now for stupid children and birds.
Oh,
no, it doesn't stop
it wouldn't
birds.
Stop a bird.
No, we had a pigeon.
Oh, actually, we just came home one day and the sun hit this mark on the window, which was a bird like this.
It was shaped like a pigeon. No, there was no pigeon around. I think he was okay.
Cartoon, like sort of.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
He was definitely okay. And then one time I was in a meeting and I heard like a massive slam, and I thought someone was breaking in through the balcony, and it was just a pigeon flew into the door. He was okay as well.
Oh, I didn't see the building.
They're tough. They're resilient.
Anyway,
what are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we? Are we sleeping here? Or are we going back to the Daughters?
No. We're going to go back. Right, so Hank sort of says to Ballarin, right, Ballarin, I'm off tomorrow morning.
Well. So I've made you a list of things to find.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Right.
Yes, I want it, please.
Now, some of this elm's root, and it goes on. He makes this big long list of stuff. Some of it looks very difficult to find, and some of it's going to be easy peasy. Yeah.
Ballarin, who did I need to talk to about getting fire? Bottle fire? Fire bottles.
Ah, yes. Well,
I've just got to get a certificate, right? Or like a permission form.
Yes, you'll need to get some sort of permission for that. I can make your alchemist.
The daughters? Can the daughters do it?
You would have to talk to Mr. Glass on that subject.
They'd probably just ask you to do it, though, right, Ballarin?
He may, but if you were to obtain such a thing on behalf of the Daughters of Twilight, you might be able to get permission for it.
Can we speak for the Daughters of Twilight at this point? I don't want to overstep my bounds here. Got a good thing going.
I don't think so.
We can wait. I'll talk to Glass. We've got to go back anyway.
Yes.
Gimbal.
Well, then come back through in the morning. I'll tell you what, I will put aside some alchemist's fire in case you do have your license by morning.
Thank you, Bella.
Now, we have to go see the Queen.
Right. Oh yeah, now we have to go and see the Queen.
She hates us.
She's asked to see us.
She hates Josiah.
Mm.
Nice.
She
doesn't hate us.
To see the queen, you say?
Can we do that
well, some of
tomorrow?
us
It's
have.
quite late. I mean, no one wants to visit. No one wants official visits at night, do they?
Actually,
doing it now.
Kind of creepy.
Disrespectful, and she didn't officially summon you. You just heard a rumor, so you're just gonna show up to her chambers saying like, "Oh, I heard some
who said
thief
this?
on the street say that he wants to see you."
Is that right? Are we trust like some thief has said the queen
You're
wants to
intending to
see?
show up to her chambers, are you? That sounds like
Not her personal chambers. I mean, look,
a little optimistic.
they've got the city watch looking for us, or the city guard looking for us.
I mean, she's protected by her crib, so she's got bars around her. You can't do much about it.
What if we just go up and see if we can get an audience?
Yeah, let's just do
But
that.
she didn't officially summon you. This is just a rumor from a
but look,
unreliable source.
we can go and find out. We just announce our presence, and then if she wants to see us urgently, then
All
she
of
can
us.
see us right away.
Yeah,
I mean,
otherwise
she
we'll
did-
just
she-
get away and-
They didn't have the time of day for me and Hank.
If
We just
not,
ate.
then
Oh, we can eat dinner.
yeah, we ate very well though, didn't we?
Yeah, let's go. Okay,
Gimble?
no, yeah, I'm
Ate
happy
and
with that.
drank very well.
Let's go get dinner.
Oh, Tricky Bob, you can come with and you can explain the whole situation. And then
But it's just rude. We weren't actually summoned.
I mean, we
I
weren't
trust
summoned the
Mother.
first time.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who would she go to if she wanted to actually summon you?
Surely a city guard
A
person could
summoner.
summon.
What would they do to summon you? Do they have a place of residence?
I don't know.
no,
I feel like everyone's spying on us all the time. Get paranoid.
Yeah. Surely she's got a lot of influence and she'll be able to just.
exactly. And so if
Find.
you're looking for somebody, you go to the underground, and the
Why don't we just grab
underground
a
has
guard
found
and
us.
ask
Not for a queen.
Why don't we just grab a
No,
guard?
maybe the queen isn't summoning us, but she asked somebody within her employ to find us, and that somebody in her employ figured the best way to find someone who was untrustworthy was in the Underdark, or
And that was
wherever
Josiah,
it is
right?
that you would call it, Undercity. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let Josiah go.
See, it makes sense to me. I don't see any issue with this. I think we should announce ourselves, and if she doesn't want to see us, then we go back to the daughters. Easy
I don't
peasy.
want to. I don't want to see her.
Well, you don't have to, Gimble.
My screen. Is
we
my
just-
screen going bad on you guys?
It is actually
Yep.
doing. There's a
Yeah.
lot of noise in it. There's a lot of digital artifacts.
Give
and
me-
noise.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, you're
One
right.
sec,
I see
one
them
sec.
too. Yeah.
Is that your camera or?
No. See, so I bought this. I bought a docking station for my laptop when I got back, so that I could have everything plugged in, and
Right.
it has. It's proven to be very poor. So I've just reconnected it directly to the laptop, so it should be
Right.
fine now.
Okay, cool, awesome, great, excellent. All right, so what's the plan?
Let's go. Why not? They can't possibly execute us all at night. I mean, they'd have to wait till morning.
They won't execute us anyway. It'll be just Josiah.
Okay. Yeah, right. Oh, hang on, Josiah, here, and I'll give you, and I hand him the greater invisibility potion, just in case.
No,
I
wait.
think you should
I
hold
thought
on
you
to it.
used
No,
that.
no, I didn't use it. No, I was going to. I was
Oh,
going
okay.
to for part of my plan, but then I realized that it would most likely not work against wizards.
Think about
But-
this though, Gimble. If they, for some reason, suspect me of trying to be a spy
Yes,
and check my pockets,
yes.
do you think that having a potion of invisibility might be a bad thing to have in your pockets?
Should we disguise it?
Why don't we leave some of our possessions with Valoran, and then we'll
No.
No.
you hold on to the potion.
Okay, I'll keep the potion. It's fine.
Yeah.
We got this. Onwards.
To the palatial district.
All right, so through the city at night you travel, and it is not far to the palatial district because it's really just around the Ludovar wall, and you have to wander around the Forbidden District to get there.
Oh,
So,
Can we keep an air out for anything peculiar in that district? Any
sure.
Demony.
You can
I think we're naturally pretty weary
Mm.
walking around there
perception
anyway.
checks if you like.
Alright.
Mm.
First check of the day.
Snapshot.
Hey, nat 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
17.
16.
Wow, these are great rolls.
Bad, not bad.
I feel like we wasted them.
Who's the schmuck that got 11?
Me.
In the distance, some of you can hear this strange sighing, groaning noise.
We should kill that thing.
Oh, yuck.
Would that be the
Mm.
the horn thing?
I mean, it doesn't sound like a. I mean, does that sound like a bird? I don't think it sounds like a bird.
Probably not a wizard on the curries either.
It's
fine. We're in public. They can't just stomp up to us.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
Fine.
We'll deal with this thing later.
It's just unsettling. That's all.
Right. So, basically, you need to get to Dundar. Actually, you know what? I lie. You have to go all the way to Bentharum to get to the military district, because that's where this dude is. Because he's the captain of the guard.
So we're going.
We're not seeing the Queen.
Well, are you going directly to the palace, or are you going directly to see this dude?
No, let's go see
summoned
Rex. Rex.
I thought we were going to go and see Rex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Rex Navarre.
Well, you only said the Queen. Who the hell's Rex?
Well, Rex Navarre is the guy who's looking for us.
Right.
Allegedly.
Is he the Queen's consort?
For the Queen.
Queen is 9 years old.
I don't know what the people.
Yep.
okay, so you're going to go and see Marshal Rex Navarre.
Yep.
Now, did we decide how you knew where he was, though? Or,
Well, he oversees
did
all
Mother
three.
tell you?
That makes sense.
Was it on his note?
It might have been on his note.
Yeah.
That would make most
So I'd say it
most
was probably
sense.
on his note.
I mean,
Mother was
the note
probably
is not
no.
written in his hand, by the way. The note
Yeah.
is something that was scribbled down by, probably by Mother, in return for the information that was given to her from someone else.
So which district were we going to?
So you're heading to Bentharum in
okay.
Rexthasis.
Right. Yep.
So it's
It's ages away.
You go through the Pax Adrius gate and turn right and go out through Bentharum into
Right.
Bentharum. Right. So long story short, you travel across the city, and you get across there. And this place is fortified like hell, and there are guards everywhere. And as you approach, what are you wearing at the moment?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm
my usual,
probably
I
in
think.
tatters. I think I'm in tatters. I think I'm like mostly naked, but for like studded leather armor.
Oh, we stopped at Ballarans. Surely you could have got some clothes at Ballarans.
Yeah, when you
I'd
change.
say I would have put some sort of decent clothes on at Ballarans. Yeah.
Well, you have a room at Ballarans that you've used on and off for years, so you probably have some old clothes, some old robes, some things.
Yeah, I've still got my armors, but I've got clothes on underneath them, I reckon.
Right. Okay, and do you have a robe over the top of your armor, or is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else?
Well, what's the temperature like in Vangate?
Presently, let me just double check the old calendar. Frostmoor Crows calendar. Yeah, it's getting warmer right now.
Are you
Okay.
keeping separate, like, exact dates of our adventures, of all the Sidario adventures?
Well, they're all happening at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. So you have to obviously worry about those overlaps. Very interesting.
All right. So to that end, Hank is wearing he's wearing a robe because it's not quite warm enough yet to take it off. And he's sort of still on Frostmoor time, I guess you could say, or Balkanard time, even. So yeah, I'm wearing a robe. Yeah.
Vangate, despite the fact that it's getting warmer, Vangate has a cold temperament anyway, so it's kind of it snows in the winter, and in the summer it has ice frickin' storms, like hail.
Fucking wizards, man.
Right. That's probably what it is.
Cool. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Cool. So I'm rubbed up.
Well, my fancy clothes ruined in the fight.
Which fight was
Did you
this?
take any
last
big
fight?
hits?
Fight. I'm at 11. I think I got hit by snow.
Right.
And then some magic missiles. I think.
You might have gotten
Nothing fiery.
You might have gotten some holes, and some dampness. Some rips, perhaps.
Well, I might swap. Well, I might say I swapped to my previous North adventuring gear.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get my
jacket.
fancy clothes fixed tomorrow.
All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. And Tricky Bob, you're wearing your usual cleric's business.
Yep.
All right. And who's marching at the front of this little band of?
I would think Josiah.
Mm.
You know, you're the summon. You're the summonsy. And we should do. Remember, they got all snobby. We should not. Josiah, you got no help from us. We're not gonna say anything. We're gonna stand there all stiff and like at attention.
Yep.
And be like, yes sir, Sir Josiah, sir.
A Frostmoor Crows. That's right. We're a mercenary company. We got to act the part.
Right.
Bonafide.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get up to the first set of guards, and they stop you. Hold. Who goes there?
I am Josiah Southwall of the Frostmoor Crows. I have a note. I need to see Marshal Rex Navarre.
Frostmoor Crows. Never heard of that before. What's that?
It's a mercenary company. The Frostmoor Crows Mercenary Company.
I see.
Yeah.
And is that a registered mercenary company, or is it?
Well, not registered in Vaingate, but in Frostmoor.
Registered.
Yeah, we pay our dues, sir. What are you implying?
No, I'm
Are we
playing
allowed
nothing.
to operate until we're registered?
What's your guard system's name? What company
How
of
dare
guards are
you,
you?
Gimbal.
What? Sorry.
Don't break rank.
Sorry, sir.
As a subcontractor of this mercenary company, I don't think I'm allowed to operate with you unless you're licensed and registered.
Like I said, Tricky Bob, we're licensed to the north.
What are you here for? Did you say Rex Navarre?
Rex Navarre, he's looking for me. Us.
It's a bit late to see the marshal. He's on break now. He would have gone break for probably for the night.
Well, where can we track him down? It's very important.
Heck gives him a nudge and said, "Show him the letter."
It's not an official letter. It's a hand-scrolled bit of note.
Oh.
Well, he. How important is this? Like, you got some sort of. If it was truly important, surely you would have some sort of scroll or seal.
Look, all I know is that he's looking for me. I got a message through underground means. We have contacts in the
It's to
city.
do with the.
Do you have?
Never mind.
I see. So, do you know what this is about then?
Thinking about the Queen requesting an audience.
The Queen's requesting an audience with you.
Stranger things have happened.
Looks you all
We
up
had
and
an
down.
audience with the Queen already.
Oh yeah.
Well, do we have any proof of that? Did we?
I heard the Queen had an audience with
I
some
think we need
some Scarians the other day and been almost executed them all.
Yeah, I heard he got thrown in jail.
I
Oh.
heard he
died.
was executed.
We get
Wasn't
I heard
us.
that too.
So it was
Wasn't
only one
us.
person that was
Different mercenary.
yeah.
Different Frostmoor Crows. There's
I don't
lots of
even
us.
think. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what are you saying? You mentioned Frostmoor Crows again.
We
Yeah.
are the Frostmoor Crows.
You're the Frostmoor Crows. I think you'll
see.
find that the ruffian.
All right. You look. Step into the guardhouse.
Yeah.
What is your name, guard?
Solon Trev.
Thank you,
Solon
Solon
Trev.
Trev. We'll be sure to mention you to Rex. And your
Well, you have a chance to do that.
how shall we say your,
Why don't you
how
all
would we
take
describe
a-
your service?
Take a seat now. Preferably stop talking while I send a messenger to his household to see if he responds. If he don't respond, there's nothing I can do about that. If he does, then we'll find out what happens.
Be
So
very kind of you. Thank you.
you might want to write yourself a note. Can you read and write between the lot of you? Have you got letters?
Well, I can sign with an X, but Tricky Bob over there, I think
Do you
he
know-
can write.
Do you know
I'm
your letters?
proficient in writing.
Is this guy human?
He is.
Okay.
Very
Yep.
good then. Here is some parchment. Write your note here. Sign it. You can all put your names on it if you want. Do whatever you like. Whatever you want to put on this note, you put on this note. But I'm going to send it by courier directly to his household, and it's going to be delivered into the hands of his manservant. Right? Who's going to do whatever it is with it that he thinks is appropriate. It may or may not find its way into the hands of Rex Navarre on this night, but the better your letter is, the more likely it will.
We just come back tomorrow.
I mean, that's a good call.
All right.
I mean, I don't personally care that much
no,
about
let's
Rex
do it.
Navarre or the Queen.
Why don't
I
we send a
disagree.
letter and say that we'll meet back here tomorrow? Why don't we leave a letter?
Yep, let's do that. I've got scrying to prepare for. I need a rest.
Is he due for his shift tomorrow?
Rex Navarre?
Yeah.
He don't take shifts, madam. He's the head of the guard. He does whatever the fuck he likes.
Does he keep?
Well,
Does he
surely
keep
he's
hours
got
at
a
all?
supervisor.
He keeps hours, certainly. He's usually about business at about 6 a.m. and he usually finishes about 8 or 9 p.m. Around about
Sounds like
this time, in fact.
wait.
He works very hard.
He's a very hard worker.
He does.
Sounds like he runs a very tight ship around here.
We tries, I believe, yeah.
Really good. We meet him first thing in the morning at the front gate.
Yep, I think that's great.
He is, of course, working particularly hard at this present time because there's word of war in the air.
Army's marching from the south.
You've heard of that?
Everyone's heard of it.
Yeah.
Bad
They've
news.
got no chance. We've built these walls. We've knocked back invaders dozens of times.
You know, I would go. I mean, all right, look out for yourself a little bit here. Say they do get through. You don't want to be out of a job or potentially dead. Anyway,
What
sorry.
are you saying? You're saying we should flee?
No, just if it looks like the odds are against you and they're smashed through the gate, at least surrender.
I will do what my captain says. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're a braver man than I. Now then, and I'm gonna march off towards the daughters.
All
I'll leave the
right.
note to you guys.
So you.
I
Have
think we just scribble something down.
All right. Do you want to make a persuasion check?
Alrighty.
Hey, Rexy, darling, see you tomorrow.
Hey, buddy, buddy. You know who it is, and then do a little winky face.
Yeah.
Josiah, a 10.
A
Is
10.
anyone helping Josiah with his persuasion check on his note?
I think
would,
Tricky
but
would
I
know
think-
how to write a note.
Yeah,
I
me too.
would, but I'm also not really on board with this.
I'll
think
give him
this
a
is
hand with his
ridiculous.
persuasion. I'll sort of like hang over his shoulder and be like, no, say it like this. But I'm terrible at writing. Probably shit at writing. So I'm just going to be like,
You give
say
him
it
disadvantage?
as I say it. No, give him advantage. I'm good at persuasion, just not
He's
at writing.
dictating, but he's not good at.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So you can
Yeah.
roll again, Josiah, for your second dice for advantage.
Oh well, there you go. Eloquent Hank.
Oh,
Yeah.
There we go.
So apparently
no,
Hank
no,
has,
don't call him a bollocks.
Apparently Hank has the words. Either that or he
Hidden
knows.
talents.
It's somewhere between he knows what to say and he also knows what not to say.
Hank,
Yeah.
what does the note say?
Thank you.
Let's
So
have
it
some-
says, Rex, you are so dear to me.
it doesn't say that.
The love letter.
I guarantee it doesn't say that.
Okay. It says, to the Honourable Rex Navarre
So he is the
Of-
marshal.
of the
and
Marshal, the
master of
Honourable
the
Marshal
watch.
Rex Navarre, something or other of the Watch,
Yep. Master of the watch.
Master of the Watch. I, Josiah of the Frostmoor Crows Mercenary Company, are attending your summons forthwith, directly tomorrow, at your convenience.
Right.
XXOOXX.
Still not sure about that part.
Then it's got a line through it.
Right.
Oh, it was going so
And then
well.
it says tated but not red. Sire Southall.
Right. Well, so you finished the note and you're all about to leave. Tim, you said your character's already left. Is that right?
I need to go see Mr. Glass about some fire. In
All right.
bottles.
So you're off on your way across the city. Tim, can you make a perception check?
Yeah, that's more like it. 7.
Right. Do you notice that the wind is blowing?
Against me or behind me?
Oh, through your hair, rustling it, and through your robes. You're feeling very epic.
I look down at my mum and go like, yes. Okay. Cool. Yep, I march forward heroically.
Right, so heroically
Stoically.
you march forward towards the Daughters of Twilight. Meanwhile, these guys are finishing up their letter, and you hear somebody come in behind you, and you turn around, and there's this a soldier who's wearing fairly decent armor and some various badges and things on his cloak. And he says, "So what's all this about then?" He says to one of the other soldiers. He says, "All these fellows here are here to see the marshal." But they're a bit late. He says, "Oh, really? To see the marshal? Who are they? Perhaps I can help."
With the Frostmoor Crows Mercenary Company, I am Josiah Southwall. But one day you will have heard of us.
Josiah
Newly
Southwall.
formed.
Hold on. He takes out a thing. I've heard that name before. He takes out a long scroll and he opens it up. And it goes through the list.
It's the naughty list.
Josiah Southwall, you are on this list. The marshal does want to see you.
Just like I said.
He bangs the scroll. He says, "Well, would you like to go and see him now?"
Yep. Someone want to chase after Gimbal, or
Isn't it better if he's not here?
Nah. Yeah.
all right, let's
Fine,
Right.
fine.
let's go see him now.
All right.
I tell you what. Where are we headed?
Oh, about 2 miles from here.
Precisely. I'd like to.
No, it is
run
better
after
than
my
I'm not
companion.
here. It is better. Like we said,
No,
Josiah
I've
would
suddenly
handle
decided
everything.
not to run after him now. Never mind. Let's proceed.
All right.
All right. So, long story short, he leads you through the military district to some barracks, and the marshal is currently staying in these barracks in a particularly nice part of the barracks, in the center of this large military institute. Essentially, it's a castle in and of itself. It's a whole citadel of its own, and currently they seem to be on lockdown. There's a lot of guards standing about the wall looking out. There's riders coming and going, messengers coming to and fro. It's quite busy for this time of night. And they take you through to the main area of the citadel, the core of the hub of business, so to speak. And it turns out that the marshal is still up and still signing papers and going over letters and things and receiving orders and writing orders on paper and sending them off with messengers. So when you come into this hall, he's sitting at this table and he looks up at you as you come in. He doesn't recognize you though. He says, "Who's this?" And the guard captain that you were with, he says, "I believe this is Josiah Southwall, come to see you, sir." "I see. Well, do come forward then. Close the doors on the way out." And some of the guards close the doors, and so you find yourself in this private audience with the marshal. He retains some guards, however. There's still 4 guards in the room. But the guy that led you here, he goes out and waits outside the door. "So, you must have received my summons."
Yeah, through somewhat unconventional methods.
"Well, I take it that they worked, so would you like a drink?"
Sure. Just a small one. I like to keep my wits about me.
"Well, that's interesting. So, you have previously met our Queen Claresca of Scartabel. I understand that the meeting did not go as planned."
Definitely not.
"Well, she has told me to find you and that she would like to seek a private meeting with you. And I say private, I do mean private. I mean that no one should know of this."
Not even my mercenary company?
"Well, seeing as they're here with you now, there's no getting around that.
Okay. So,
But there should certainly be no more word of it beyond these people in this room."
okay. All right. Is she mad at me?
"Is she mad at you?" "I think you'd be surprised. She's intrigued.
Okay.
She tells me I have privileged information in this particular situation, but she had me... the remains of the orb that you left behind, I had them examined. Better that she tells you."
Okay. When can we meet?
I'll take you there now, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you guys think?
It's better that we
do
get
it.
these things done as soon as possible. She was quite adamant.
Frostmoor crows are always ready.
Well, that's
I
good to
mean,
hear.
I'm perplexed, but whatever.
This is how royalty works, Tricky Bob. They do what they want when they want.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning that. I'm just questioning why you. Does she want us there as well?
What?
The Queen, Her Highness, in all her glory. Does she want us there as well? The rest of the party, the speaker that she conversed with.
Yes, I'll take you all. Don't worry. Yes.
Did she ask for us?
She definitely asked.
Yes.
Okay.
There was
guess
another.
then we should.
There's only 4 of you. 3 of you. Where's the other?
There's only 3 of us.
There's 4 of us.
Oh yeah, Gimble didn't come with us.
will be with us, I assume. But
I love
Gimble's
Tricky Bob in this
not
whole
here.
thing. No, there's only 3 of us. Just
In any
sigh.
case-
No, Herbeck is here. He's the 4th.
Yes.
I see. Well, in any case, we should probably set off shortly. I have some more orders to sign, so give me a few minutes and I'll be ready.
Okay.
Do you all ride horses?
I've been known to ride a horse awkwardly.
We walk.
Or I can
I
organize.
could have a cart.
I can organize a cart. Otherwise,
Let's go with the cart.
Let's go with the cart.
Yeah.
very well. Very good.
I mean, Hank can ride, but he feels sorry for a horse that has to carry him.
I thought he was short, so
He is
like, his
short. He is
overall-
short.
Yeah,
Short
he
is
weighs
short.
probably as much as a normal person, right?
Yeah.
Send in Lieutenant Leyland Tor. I wish to see her now. And one of the soldiers goes out and gets this. This lady comes in. She's dressed in the same armor as the rest of the soldiers here. Obviously, she's quite high rank, or reasonably high rank. And he says, "I'd like you to organize a cart for these people. We'll be traveling to the palatial district. We'll be looking at a very low profile, if we can help it. And I would like them to be under guard, so that no one will. We don't want any attacks made. Nothing like that. Just be sure of their security." "Yes, my lord," she says, and she leaves. You can go with her if you like.
Yeah, let's get this thing over with. It's been a very long and strange day for us.
I will meet you at the gates before you leave. I will be traveling by horseback, but I will come with you all the way.
Have we not rested since
No.
Nope.
Oh.
No. So we'll probably tuck it out.
Don't worry, you can still take
Can
on
we
the queen.
have a short rest while we're in the wagon?
Probably
Alright.
don't have time.
It's an hour, isn't it? How big is it?
It's going to take you between then and there. I'll tell you what, you can have a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always snooze with a little nap.
Yeah.
You have a short
Yeah.
rest in the wagon, and also while you're waiting for the wagon, and there's enough time between those factors to have a short rest.
I don't actually need a short rest.
I could
need
use one.
What? Oh.
I don't think I used any spell. Did I use any spells?
And what's your HP like though?
No, my weirdly enough, my HP is full.
Mine isn't. For some reason, the short rest
I'm
thing
pretty
isn't
sure
actually
you got
healing me.
healed a lot.
Yeah, I
the
did
end
get
of
a lot of
that.
healing. No, I do remember getting to full health.
What hit die do I roll? It is a
Huh.
D8, don't you, as a
Yeah.
rogue, or you using?
Yeah.
Or is he a
D8,
fighter?
yeah.
Can he do
Oh.
fighter?
I only need a D8.
That is a good question, actually. With
Yeah.
multi-classing, which hit die do you use?
I think
for
You
your-
get to
It'll
choose.
tell
higher.
you. It'll
So,
tell you.
Depending on how many levels you have in it,
More-
I've got 3 in rogue and I got 1 in one hit die. Yeah.
Oh.
Right, so you would get. Okay. So, well, does that
Ah.
mean you get? Does that mean you split it up?
Yeah, 3d8 and 1d10.
Right, 3D8.
Maybe.
But you can choose how many you want to roll during a short rest. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I roll. I'm good.
Not 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I still get my second win back. So
Okay.
Ah.
Cool. Very well then. Long story short, you travel across the city. You go down through the Droob in this little parade with these soldiers under guard, and they are full on. Like it's He said he wanted to be relatively inconspicuous, and it's not. I mean, it could be less conspicuous. They could have fanfares and trumpets, but that being said, it's this time of the night, quite late. There's not that many people on the streets, so between your wagon, and it is a covered wagon, so nobody can see you particularly. You've got cloaks and hoods and things, and so you travel through the dusk, wet streets. In the drizzling rain, you can smell the smoke of the chimneys, and you can hear the laughter of the people, and occasional yelling and arguments happening in back streets and so on, until finally you get to the palatial district. And in the distance, as you go past these enormous palatial houses and mansions, you can hear the upper classes partying and drinking and having their soirees, until finally you get to the actual palace itself. The guards immediately open up the gates when Marshal Rex Navarre approaches them, and they see his face. He just lifts up his visor and puts it down again, and they open up the gates immediately. And they bring in the cart, the wagon, up to the front of the gates, and he has a word with somebody there, and they send you all the way around the back of the palace. And so you go around all the way around to the servants' entrance, the back, at which point you stop. He orders the guards to all form a phalanx there, which they do, and you are all ushered in quietly into some servants' rooms. And he says, "We will wait here for a few minutes, and I will approach the Queen."
Okay.
He says, "This is Lieutenant Leyland. She will help you with anything if you need it.
Okay.
I will be back." And he leaves. All right. Meanwhile, Gimbal, you get to the Daughters of Twilight, and you find yourself in the presence of one Milmore Glass.
Good.
And the door opens, and you come in. He looks up at you. He's looking through a crystal right now. "And who is this? Oh, look, Gimbal.
How are you this fine evening? What have you been up to today?"
Well, as I would put it, none of your business."
Well, that's fair. You don't want to know about my business?
Oh, I'd like to know about your business, but your business and my business are two different things.
Well, give a little, get a little. So, I'll tell you my business, and you can decide if you want to tell me a little bit of your business.
That sounds fair. Go on now.
And I might need a favor, depending on.
Of course you do. Why else would you be here at 9 o'clock in the PM after the 9th bell?
Actually, I might need 2 favors.
Yes. All right.
Yes. All right.
Tell me your first favor, he says.
Well, first thing, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory of what we've been up to today. Is Are you a wizard? Are you a spellcaster? Are you? I understand you. I understand that you collect antiquities and magical items. Would you align yourself as a wizard?
Well, I'm not exactly what you might call a wizard in the strictest of senses. I have been referred to most unkindly as an arcane trickster from time to time, but
quite rude.
Quite rude. Yes. Does that answer your question? I hope.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Well, I don't know if you're keeping tabs on the events of the Forbidden District.
The Forbidden District. Oh, I see. Well, it has been forbidden for some time now.
Under whose ruling?
It's been forbidden for over 100 years. So,
100 years?
As for who's ruling, it's under the ruling of Her Majesty's father.
Is he still? But sorry, I'm behind on the lineage of this situation.
Yes.
Is her father alive presently?
No, that's why she is the queen.
But she hasn't overruled this, because right now the Barakai wizards seem to have free reign of this forbidden area.
That's very interesting. The Barakai wizards are in there, are they?
Oh, absolutely they are.
How do you know this?
Well, that's where we get to on today's adventure. So we had procured some prior to our meeting, we'd procured some seals to investigate the recent disturbances. A few city, I don't know if you know, there's a few attacks around the city, and we used this privilege to investigate we'd seen some carts coming and going from the forbidden area, and so we chose these seals to investigate. Upon doing so, we found a few wizards of Barakar Envoy. I have. Never mind. I also they after a brief confrontation, they summoned some demon that charged after us, and we quickly realized we had overstepped our welcome.
So you're saying that you went inside the Forbidden District,
yes,
with some kind of authority?
Yes.
At which point you encountered wizards of the Barakyle Envoy's persuasion,
yes,
whom attempted to kill you with the assistance of some fiend. Is that what you've just told me?
Yes.
Why might they go about trying to kill you for? Did you do something to antagonize them?
I did it
There's something
myself.
You're not telling me here, Gimbal.
No, I did it myself. When I arrived at we split up, and when I arrived at the scene of the incident, they were already very I don't know what you'd call a pissed off wizard.
Heated, perhaps?
Heated, yes, heated and chilled. And we were late, and at that point I went into my reflex. I had been assaulted with a freezing chill, and my friends had been assaulted with burning flaminess.
Goodness.
And
so
at that point,
there was magic being cast about then. Was there?
Absolutely. And since we're at this point, I may as well point out, and I pull out the robe, and it's like, and then we had to kill one.
You killed a Barakaya wizard.
We did, and that's one of my favors that I had to ask of you because I ran out of ideas.
I see. That's a very serious charge there.
Why do they get the privilege? Such power. They summon demons in the city. Who knows how many they've killed?
Well, these are very good questions, Gimbal. Very good questions. Well, I don't see why. I mean, I understand why you would. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. My first question to you is, what led you inside the Forbidden District in the first place?
I mean, it sounds bad when I say it. Curiosity.
You were curious. Well, you know what they say about cats, don't you?
Yes, but you can't call an entire district forbidden for 100 years and think nobody's going to want to go have a look.
Oh, well, yes, people have gone, and many of them have not come back. It's believed to be haunted, and we've known for years that things happen to anybody that goes there. The Queen herself has put down a decree to say that no one shall go to the Forbidden District, and it is guarded, clearly, by city guards.
It was. That's fair. Well, we can put this on so we've done what we've done.
So what you're saying is that the Barakyle Envoy wizards, they are up to something inside the Forbidden District, though. That's what is clear here.
Almost definitely.
Do you have any notion of what it might be that they're up to?
Excavating.
Excavating. What leads you to this conclusion?
If you were to send spies to monitor the Barakyle Envoy, you would see that they are carting via a carriage large amount that it's covered completely, but they seem to be carting large quantities of some items. Could be they're trying to build something. It could be items from the forbidden area, like magical antiquities, but they are carting backwards and forwards through the Forbidden District. Items of interest.
Very interesting. Well, I would be most curious to find out what those were. I personally would pay a large sum to know the details of that particular operation.
Well, we'd be happy to look into it for you, but the favour that I was going to ask is, obviously a few of my arrows got left over, a few ball bearings from the other lads got left there, bits and pieces of our memorabilia. Do you have any way to protect us from scrying or...
Well, that's an interesting question. I think perhaps you're looking for favours from the gods.
We do it without their help.
Well, what I can say is that whilst you're on the sanctity of this holy ground, very few wizards have the power to scry beyond these walls. And I believe because they are blessed by her lady, the lady herself, and those above, there's very strong magic in that.
Well, that's good, but Mr. Glass, you have to remember that we may be getting scried as we walk through. Maybe the political intrigue of the Daughters of Twilight will protect us.
Well, there is that, and I suspect that the Wizards of Barakyle and the Daughters of Twilight, they are something of a... I think there are some that think that we are of an equal footing in the world as far as factions are concerned. I would suggest, however, that the Barakyle envoy were, if it weren't for the mild manner of the Daughters of Twilight, we would crush them like a bug under our booted feet. However, there is the fact that the Daughters of Twilight do not tend to take to violence unless they are deeply required to. And this is merely what they are exploiting at this present time.
If we were to investigate this further, you would advise we do it with caution so as not to expose...
I should indeed take some caution in this regard, and further, I would find some, perhaps, official license. Okay. Now, you said that you had some sort of paperwork that allowed you through the gate.
We had seals. We had guard seals, yes.
That's very...
I still got one. I've still got it. We've still got them.
I must admit that your group has taken great ingenuity here in Vaingate and acquired yourselves a lot of privileges very quickly. I'm quite impressed, by the way.
Quite good, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And that is part of the reason why I feel that you are a great asset to the Daughters of Twilight, and of course to myself personally.
What would you like personally, Mr. Glass? What do you get out of all this?
What do I get out of this? I get safety and bliss.
Sounds funny. Bliss. Yeah. What is bliss?
Bliss is the opportunity to sit here quietly without being interrogated by every other adventurer that knocks on my door.
So I shouldn't interrogate.
Something like that, yes.
But this is not bliss. I am tormenting you.
Something like that too, yes.
Well, alright then. Well, I won't give you much longer.
You have another favour to ask me, I suppose?
Can you get me Alchemist Fire?
Can I get you Alchemist Fire?
Yes.
What do you want Alchemist Fire for?
It's a useful tool.
Oh.
I often find myself in situations where it's like, I could use a bottle of explosive.
Alchemist Fire is a useful tool, particularly if you're intending on mass murdering a bunch of innocent people in the most hideous and disgusting way.
Well, that's very specific. I never mentioned anything about innocent.
Well, it's a bit indiscriminate, isn't it, Alchemist Fire? You tend to throw it at buildings and things like that, and then discover that everybody inside them is burned alive.
Could you do Alchemist Fire that's traceable? So, I mean, you could tell if it was me that had done horrible things with it. Then that way, I could do good things, and you wouldn't have any qualms.
Well, let me put it to you this way. The number of people in the world that have access to Alchemist Fire is very few. I could probably count them on both my hands together.
Oh.
So if you were to obtain the permission to use Alchemist Fire, it would be a very short list of people I would need to interrogate.
Well, could you... Okay, could you hold some stock of Alchemist Fire for us, and I will tell you specifically what I want to use it for prior to getting it?
Right. That might be doable.
All right then.
But you will have to promise me that you do not hurt any innocent people with it. Because if it is traced back to the Daughters of Twilight in any way, shape or form, I will make sure that you are hung for that.
Okay, well, steady on. Okay, but, well, okay, fine.
You do understand that I have seen the effects of Alchemist Fire with my own eyes.
Yes, but I can promise that. So, if some people do die suddenly from the Alchemist Fire, you have to at least hear me out, because they might say they're innocent, but they full well might not be.
Well, that's certainly true. But if the numbers amongst them happen to be children...
Yes, that would be bad.
Right.
I won't kill children.
So you need to be fairly sure about who it is you're launching this business at.
Yes. That's fine. Look, I am a perfectly responsible ranger of the Moonbrook clan.
I see. Never heard such things said before, but very well.
Because they're too humble.
So, where would you be obtaining this alchemist fire from anyway?
Oh, Ballarans.
Of course,
exclusively.
Ballaran. Yes, well, I understand that's where Claresca's men get their alchemist fire from too. Which they are collecting. It does concern me.
Well, you should know that he's very controlling of it. He wouldn't even trust me with it. I had to come through you.
I see.
Into this.
Well, then I will place an order to Ballaran for alchemist fire on your behalf, under the understanding that you are not to use it in any way, shape, or form without my permission directly and knowledge of the exact and specific circumstances in which you intend to launch it.
We may need to come up with a system for that as well, maybe with sending stones.
I should say so, yes. I should say so. Very well. Is that all?
Good. That's all. Unless are you free for dinner?
He says, as it so happens, I am, and you'll be buying. And he jumps off his chair.
All right, let's
now,
go.
I happen to know this tavern, and he starts telling you about this tavern that's extraordinarily expensive, and he's about to exploit the fucking shit out of you.
Fine. I love exploited delicious food. You know, I'll get my fair share.
Delicious apple candies there, eh?
However, you might be able to find out some information from him during that session. In the meantime, we'll cut back to these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, after some time, you're there with Lieutenant Leyland Tor, and she just keeps an eye on you for about 30 minutes. Do you do anything during that time, or say anything to each other, or raise any concerns?
Hank's probably looking at the ceiling.
All right, it's beautiful.
Are we still short resting?
It's done and dusted. We short rested on the wagon.
Okay, right.
Yep, you're short rested.
I'm
all right.
Pretty nervous, guys.
Yep. I think we're probably quite quiet because we're quite nervous.
Yeah. All right.
I really hope I don't get executed again.
Well, finally, the door opens and there are two guards outside and a messenger. And they say, this person who is a woman, she's got a black cloak on and a gauze-like, what's it called, a veil over her face. And she says, Lady Claresca will see you now, Her Majesty. And she steps back into the hallway.
Tricky Bob, would you like to take the lead on this one?
Hank nudges Tricky Bob. Yeah.
She really liked you.
She would, but she summoned you, and I'm still. You know what? Maybe it is best if I clarify with her first why she summoned you. So yeah, you know what? I'll go.
Remember to mind your manners. We'll follow right behind you.
Tell me to mind my manners.
As this woman, the messenger lady with the cloak and the gauze mask on, walks down the hallway, you notice that she has a number of dancing lights that just follow her down the corridor. And the walls light up as you pass along. The light just travels down the hallway with you as the group moves together. On the right-hand side, you see that the walls break into these kind of, what do you call that, where you get this sort of lattice-like work on one wall that you can see through, almost like a window, but it's not a window. It's just
like a like a screen of some sort.
Yeah, but it's made of stone.
Oh,
with holes in it.
A lattice stone.
Yeah, like stonework lattice. We'll call it that. Yeah. Right, and through that
Matrix.
you can see. Yeah, and you can see out into this big, wide courtyard with a big wall all the way around it, and in the center of it is a big pool of water. It's a square or rectangular pool of water. And there's various statues standing in the pool of water of various gods. Tricky Bob, do you want to make a perception check?
On what? Because if it's on stone, I get it. Oh.
Yeah, it's on stone.
Yes, because I rolled a 1. So what is stone cutting? When you make a...
It's advantage, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's only
with
on
rocks.
history. It's only on history.
Oh, well.
So
Well,
yeah,
you can make it on history. You can make it as a history
Yay.
check if you like.
You add double your proficiency bonus to the check. What does it? That means it's
So you
Means plus 4.
Yeah.
+4, so I get 13.
13. Okay. All right. Well, what you notice is that this actually looks like the statues and the surrounding area. This part of the palace has been carved by dwarves. In fact, you vaguely recall a story at that point where a number of dwarf stonecutters were commissioned from the Banachia to Vane Gate several hundred years ago, and this must be what it was that they did.
Nice.
Carved this area, and you notice that in the pool there are a number of gods depicted there, including the Morridan Salmon, which are the dwarven gods, and the Seldarine, which are the elven gods. And out in that area, you turn through this archway and go out among these pillars into this courtyard now, and you see the Queen standing with a couple of attendants behind her, mostly women, except for one man standing back, right back, and then there's guards at the very back of this courtyard, about 6 of them with halberds. And she looks up as you approach, and she's just standing there. She's got this stick which she's poking into the water, and she's crouching down. She stands up when you approach, and she says, Marshal Navarre told me that you'd be here. He said you were coming.
Yes, my queen, Lady Clariska. We were summoned through legitimate sources that you wanted to talk to our associate here about what transpired a couple of days ago.
Of course you were. She casts the stick into the pond, and it floats for a minute, and it spins and slowly sinks into the water, and you see something move under the water. She turns and she beckons one of her servants, who comes over, and the servant puts something in her hand, a small object wrapped up in cloth, and she begins to unwrap it, and she says, yes, I recall the circumstances of the situation in which you came to my palace and sought audience, and I'm a little confused, she says. I had the contents of this examined, and she holds up the remains of the eye by wizards, my wizards, and they were indeed suspicious of this object, and it seems that despite your very strange story, she looks at you, Josiah, there was something in it which was enough for me to consider what it was you were truly trying to tell me, and what it was that you were unable to speak at the time. Now that this is destroyed, and she casts it into the water, perhaps you should like to tell me again what it was you were trying to tell me the first time.
Well, My Highness, first let me apologize profusely for my behavior the other day.
It's your highness.
Oh, yes, sorry.
My Highness.
My Highness.
You're not the high one.
Sorry, Your Highness. I'm sorry, I'm a wee bit nervous. I
Of course you are.
didn't leave on the best terms last time I was here. Anyway, I apologize for my behavior. I was put in a position where I took the best path in front of me.
You may forget all of that, she says. You are forgiven for now.
Thank
we
you,
shall begin
Highness.
again on new terms.
I was given that seeing stone, that orb, eye, whatever it was, by a Barakyle wizard. He threatened my life and the life of my friends here unless I placed it in your court. I thought the only way around it was to plant some seed that you would only tell lies.
Hank, I'm gonna fridge you.
I'm changing it.
Listen, James here is delivering an Oscar-winning performance.
I couldn't help myself.
Okay. Back to where I was.
My Highness.
My Highness. Your Highness.
My hiney.
You see the position I was put in. I took the only thing that I could possibly think to do.
I see. And that was to make a buffoon of yourself before your queen.
It's something, well, not to a queen, but it's something I'm very familiar with, making a buffoon of myself.
I see. Well, let us try not to do this again. In the meantime, I have been told that there is a distinct possibility that you came here trying to save my life.
There's a distinct possibility that's true, yes.
So I am prepared to consider that there may have been goodness in your attempts, and that your buffoonery may have simply been the acts of a lowborn dealing with the upper classes, which is understandable, and I've been told that such as yourself, those born and raised on the streets, are frequently at great social disadvantage when it comes to dealing with the likes of queens and other royalty.
Certainly not something I'm overly familiar with. It's not something we covered in my debutante classes in the undermarket.
She looks over at one of her advising ladies, and they just sort of give her the scowl, and she looks back at you. Well, in any case, I thought it prudent to give you an opportunity to explain yourself further and to finish making your request.
Well, Your Highness, like I have said, I was given this by a Barakyle wizard by the name of Pyrex. He didn't tell me what he intended to do with the orb. All he said was to think of it as an eye and to plant it in your room. Pyrex is in a position of power in Belkanard, and he has some sway as the envoy there that the Lord Belkanard doesn't appear to be able to get rid of.
I see. And how can I assist you in this?
To be honest, your lady, I don't believe you need to involve yourself in this. I think this is very political, and potentially by getting yourself involved could cause some upset here in Vanegate.
I have had my own run-ins with the Wizards of Barakyle. The advisor that you met only the other day, I have sent away for now.
Sent away?
Yes. I have come to the conclusion that he did not have my best interests in mind.
I agree with that sentiment.
So
Your Majesty.
I have taken it upon myself to distance myself from the Barakyle envoy wizards if at all possible, and I'm not sure that they are entirely above board in all of their operations. However, it is important to note they are very powerful here in Vanegate, and they have the ability to transform the political environment, or so I'm told.
Very wise.
I see. Now, I have also had information telling me that you have obtained yourself passes as members of the Guard. Something to that effect?
Yes, yeah, we've offered our services to the City Watch.
I see. Marshal Rex Navarre, she nods to the fellow behind you, has informed me that you have been looking out on the city's behalf. Is that true?
Yeah, we do what we can for the common folk.
I see.
We have no love for the Barakyle wizards, Your Majesty, and we suspected they had some doings in some hand in the recent troubles that you've had within the city.
They are attempting to apply pressure on the nobility here, and they do seek to take more of an active role in our economy and commerce.
We potentially have one favor to ask, Your Highness.
Ask.
We will be heading back to Balkanard in any number of days, and we may need to dispose of the envoy there.
Dispose of him?
In a certain manner of speaking, yes.
My lady, says Marshal Rex Navarre, Your Majesty, I have at my disposal a record of the envoy in Balkanard, for it is under the protection of the Moldrayan Protectorate, which is, of course, out of game. That's you guys.
Treaty.
Yeah. And there is indeed a Horatio Pyrex named here as the envoy's diplomat. He is said to have also been involved at some time in the unification of the houses of out of game, just a second. Vanderhold.
So he's done good.
Who says?
Sorry. Out of game.
You're allowed to say it. I just think. Who says that the unification of Vanderhold was a good thing?
Momo followed the group, and
Momo
Momo speaks for Gimble.
All right.
What do we know of the unification of these houses?
Well, the commander says it was a necessary thing in order to bring all of the houses of Vanderhold under the banner of the Moldrayan Protectorate.
Seems like not a good thing, doesn't it? Increase your influence?
In what way? This increased our influence.
Oh, yes, yeah. Of course.
We just cut through a lot of bureaucracy, really.
Well, Your Highness, we're not going to act against the crown.
That is good, for I would need to execute you if you were to do so.
And I'm sure you're very serious, as the slight cut on my neck will show. But what can we do around this man who's threatened our lives? Who threatens the very area of Balkanard? Who planted this orb to spy on you?
I think that it is time we sent him a summons to Vane Gate. A royal summons, for I should like to meet him myself.
I worry that's potentially dangerous.
I'm not sure you would like that, to be honest.
Why do you say so?
Your Majesty. He's odorous and very large and unpleasant.
She actually smiles when you say that.
Your Majesty.
She says, you amuse me. What is your name?
If it pleases Your Majesty, my name is Hank, Your Majesty, if it pleases Your Majesty.
Hank, you say. Very well, Hank.
Hank Elm, Your Majesty.
I'm most amused to meet you, Hank of the Elm.
Your Majesty, correct, Your Majesty.
Very well. I should like to meet this fellow, Pyrex. I should like to bring him here and have him answer for his attempts at spying upon myself.
Then may I ask a favor of Your Majesty?
Another favor?
May we be the ones to deliver the summons?
That is not a favor, that is a request that I have of you.
Ah, great minds think alike.
I see. Then yes,
I should ask that
I shall have the paperwork written up and signed and sealed immediately, and I shall have it delivered to you in the morrow.
Well, if needed, your messenger can find us at Belleran's Apothecary.
Belleran's Apothecary. She turns to Rex Navarre, and he nods. Very well. I have also heard it said that you are in the employ of the Daughters of Twilight.
Yes, but we wouldn't be so presumptuous to have our mail forwarded there just yet.
What is your business with the Daughters of Twilight?
We have a request that we're fulfilling for them. It's a bit of scouting into some caves nearby Belcanard. They've asked us to do so because we mentioned that we were going to Belcanard.
We're contracted. See, they have a registered mercenary group, and I'm a subcontractor of it, and they just needed the services of some mercenaries.
I do not so much care for the details of the bureaucratic aspects of things so much as I would like to know what is the intention.
It's perfectly legal.
I'm sure it is. The Daughters of Twilight have never crossed us.
Yeah.
However, I am still interested to know what it is that they are most interested in Belcanard. Why do they seek you in caves in Belcanard? Why do they send you?
Well, they have there. They have a very limited presence in Belcanard. They have a out of game, Russell. What was the term you used for the small
Pronaeus.
Temple? Pronaeus. They have but a Pronaeus in Belcanard, and it doesn't have quite the reach that they would need to. It's very dangerous territory. Through there's a valley. It's infested with ogres.
Something about a
goblins.
400-year-old lost expedition. They want us to track down some relics.
That's right.
Religious reasons, you see.
I see.
Something about Moonbow.
Enough. Very well. I shall have the paperwork signed and sealed and sent to you upon the morrow as soon as possible.
Your Majesty, thank you, Your Majesty.
And once again, we apologize for the buffoonery previously.
Last but not least, I have one other order of business to perform whilst you are here. She looks at each of you. She says, "For the trouble that you have taken to come here, and despite your buffoonery, I feel that I am owing you a debt of gratitude. For what you have done here is put yourself at great personal risk in regards to the Wizards of the Barakyle envoy. Therefore, I should request that each of you present should ask of us a favour or a reward."
Well, Alex.
Is Herbert here?
I don't like glass.
I don't think Herbert is here.
With my buddy.
He is?
No, he's not here.
Oh, okay.
Your Majesty, I have a request. If it pleases Your Majesty.
Speak. If it is in my power, I will offer it to you.
I should like you to consider for all your alchemical needs that you would consider, if it pleases Your Majesty, my mentor Belleran for your alchemical needs.
She looks over,
Your Majesty.
She looks over to Rex Navarre.
He's very talented.
Investigate the man. Find out if he is suitable. Perhaps he should make our next advisor. We have a place for an advisor at present.
He is a very adept wizard and not aligned with the Barakyle envoy. Very talented.
Excellent. I shall consider this. Thank you. And she looks at the others.
Thank you, Your Majesty. If it pleases Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
I have no favors to ask for besides just being in your presence. I am so thankful that you decided to allow us to be your audience
for
the second time.
We shall make a donation to the Temple of Morridan. What do you think is a reasonable sum? 1,000 gold pieces?
Sure.
Very well. We shall donate 1,000 gold pieces to the Temple of Morridan and make that so. Do it immediately. Would you be
Thanks.
capable of delivering this donation, or should I send an envoy?
I will do it. I will definitely do it. And thank you, and Morridan bless you.
Thank you. She turns to Josiah and you.
The only thing I can think of is my blade, Your Majesty. It's very old. It was once a guardsman's blade that I personally filed down into a fine point, and I think it's about time I got something a bit more befitting of someone taking a mission from a queen.
So you should like a sword?
Yes, please.
Very good then. Marshal Rex Navarre, have this man forged a weapon. Have it of the highest quality. Have the dwarves do it.
Very, very thin if you can make it. I like my weapons light. I'm not the strongest of adventurers.
I see. Well, you will deal with Marshal Navarre.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Very good then. Is that all?
We have one more in our mercenary company who we couldn't have done this without him.
I see.
Oh yeah,
Herbeck.
forgot about him.
I find out it's Harbeck.
Yeah.
He unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but I feel he would be very upset if we didn't ask for something on his behalf.
I see. Do you think you are capable of requesting something appropriate on his behalf?
If it pleases Your Majesty, could you lend him some sense?
Not without a few dollars.
She looks a little confused when you say that, and
It
she
was a silly joke.
one of her maidens leans in and she says, "You mean some sort of incense, some perfume, perhaps?"
Alone.
He does like to meditate.
Yes, he does like to meditate. That's true. Yeah,
Ambergris,
fantastic,
something.
some wonderful incense.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Very well. We shall put together a selection of rare incenses and oils.
And if it pleases Your Majesty, I know we ask a great deal. Do you know those fancy little incense holders?
I do not know what you speak.
It's, like a small flat
I'm
bit of
tired.
wood.
I've almost run out of steam.
It does not please Your Majesty. We ask no more.
What about those things that the clerics like toss backwards and
The-
forwards?
A censer.
Greek
Yes,
Orthodox.
censer.
It's a censer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, Your Majesty. You've been
Enough. I must go
radiant.
now.
It was my greatest honor to be in your company again, and I wish to do so again in the future if you allow us.
Thank you, Majesty. See
She
you
smiles.
again sometime. I hope.
Very well. Good night.
You're very nice. Good night.
And you as you're wandering off, you hear her poking at the water with the stick again, a different stick this time. And as you're leaving, you hear her giggling like a little girl. Like there's this complete contrast between how she was with you and how she is when she's in private.
Yeah, okay. It's probably that joke that I told.
It's almost tragic.
Oh.
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 You have a moment where you kind of, well, I don't know, you can make a wisdom check if you like to sort of see an insight. Well, what an insight check, in fact, an insight check to see how her life is completely controlled and she has no agency in her own.
I think you just gave it away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a massive 8 from me. So
All right.
That is a -6 for me. She seems like she's got everything in control.
she's laughing. She's having a great time.
Mm.
All right. You guys suck.
Yeah, you're terrible people.
Terrible people.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. All right. So you leave the palace, and Rex Navarre stops, and he says to you, Josiah, this blade, would you like to have it designed, or would you like to put it in the hands of one of our master craftsmen?
What do you mean by design? Sorry, I'm just a.
Do you have an idea for the blade itself? Do you have something in mind?
Well, can you copy my original shank and just fancy it up some?
I can take that before the smithy and see what they say.
Well, you notice how thin it is. It's not as cumbersome as a normal longsword. It allows a little bit more finesse to it. It's a former guardsman's sword. You'll obviously appreciate the craftsmanship, but it's just it's not befitting of a man of my caliber anymore.
So you'd like a skinny little blade?
Yes, a skinny little blade.
Perhaps a short sword?
No. As long as this one, but thin.
Strange. Very well.
We're not all built like you, Rex. Navarre, High Marshal of the City Guard.
your lordship.
I thought you'd throw that in at the end, just in case. All right. Very well. See what we can do.
Thank you. This has been a wonderful evening. Day started off terribly, but this is fantastic.
All right. So you guys leave, and where do you go? You find yourselves back on the street again. You don't get escorted with guards back to wherever you're going, though. From the palace, you're on your own.
All right.
Are we going back to Bellerins or
Should we
going
head
back to meet
Bellerins,
Gimbal?
Yeah. Daughters?
Yeah, Gimbal's with the
Daughters,
daughters.
okay.
But we did tell them to, if they need us.
Well,
we would be
at that point,
Bellerins.
I didn't think they knew that we were with the daughters, so I didn't want to give it away. But because the Queen,
You literally
knew about
said
that.
it.
Before you leave, Tricky Bob, you are given a chest with 1,000 gold in it, and you are given a key to that chest, which is to be given to whoever is the.
That's
high
so much
priest.
money.
I feel
There's
like I
two
should
rogues there.
go and see Ballarin and tell him that I may have made his life more difficult.
So you go into Ballaran?
I'll probably want to. I'll pick up Herbeck at. Is he a daughter? So is he the temple?
I imagine he came with us, but he would
No, he
have
didn't
been
come
made
with
to,
us.
Yeah, he would have been made to stay outside, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he was in the waiting room.
Okay.
So when you come out, he's with you. What's this? He says to you.
It's the donation to our temple, 1,000 gold. The queen
Goodness.
herself has seen the blessing of Morridan, and she decided we need to be rewarded for it.
You are the prophet.
Indeed. We must go. We must hurry up to the temple, and we must provide this donation to. Hold on. High-breasted Gillard herself.
Very well. Take it
Immediately.
to Gillard. Let's away as quick as possible. We don't want anyone getting eyes or sight of this.
Indeed.
Yes.
Perhaps you fine folk would escort us to the temple so that we are not set upon by thieves and rascals.
It's so annoying.
What?
All right.
It's the
But
temple
only
quite
because
far
it's tricky,
from the
Bob. I'm not doing
palace?
it for you.
Or-
Yeah, the temple is like the palace is in Karkanos and the temple is in Raxthasis, so it's right across the Droob. You have to go right through the center
Alright.
of the
Yeah,
muddy,
well,
sticky
We better take along then.
river town.
Or should we go? Is Ballarance halfway through?
Ballarans is definitely on the way. You can go to Ballarans on the way.
Yeah, maybe we
Well,
should
maybe
stop over.
I can drop off at Ballarins and then meet you guys at the Daughters after you drop off that stuff to the temple.
If anything, I'd say we leave it with Bella, and then we'll drop it off at the temple tomorrow when it's not in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
All right.
And then hopefully
Alright.
Gimble's there.
All right, well, you
Yeah.
get to Ballarans then, and you go inside, and he's got his nightcap on. And, you know, it's white,
alright.
but it looks kind of, you know, it's
Yeah.
a pom-pom.
Yeah, that's Ballarin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ballaran.
Right, so I say, hey, Ballarin, I've got something to tell you.
Oh, you gave me a surprise there, coming in like
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. Do you want a cup of tea? Or actually,
just having my evening port. Would you like one?
well, yep, that's a good idea. I will have one actually, Ballarin. But do you have anything a bit stronger?
Brought your friends back with you. Huh?
It's all right. So it's
Stronger
okay. They
than
can have the
port.
port. I'll give you something. I think you should have something stronger there, Bellerin.
Why so?
Well,
Sips from his little cup.
Well, you see, Bellerin.
Oh, my hat.
I'm not quite sure how to tell you this, but you're about to be.
Oh no! Oh no! What have you done? Are the guards coming?
You've
implicated me in one of your schemes, haven't you? We're all going to be locked up for life.
A little bit. You won't be locked up, Bellerin, but the guards probably will be coming for you.
Hank, what have you done?
At this point, Hank starts to enjoy himself because he's seeing Bellerin all sweaty and gross, and he's like,
"Oh no,
well,
Hank! Oh, I knew this day would come."
It's true, Bellerin. I've been speaking with the guards.
You've been speaking.
In fact, they've taken me. The guards have taken me.
What are you doing here? How did you get out? You've run away from the guards, and now they're coming.
Well, you see, I was interrogated.
Oh, Hank.
Yeah, I had an audience with someone very important, and I had to mention your name. I'm sorry.
My name? Why did you bring up my name? Why did you bring me into your schemes?
Well, all I told was the truth, Bellerin.
Oh, that's probably worse, isn't it? I mean, you've already implicated me in your various illegal schemes and whatnot, and your friend's asking me for alchemist fire, and now I've piled together a whole bundle of it, all ready for tomorrow in case he gets his... And now what? What do they want? What have you done? You better speak up fast, young lad.
Well, you see, Bellerin, you might be getting a summons from the Queen.
Oh,
Queen Claresca, that is.
Queen Claresca, what does she want? My head? Oh,
well,
unthinkable.
Well, you might come into a little bit more business, Bellerin.
Business? What do you mean? What are you saying, Hank?
I mentioned that you were.
Stop all this dilly-dallying and tell me, for God's sake.
Well, I mentioned that you were a fairly talented alchemist. Lies, of course. As usual, lies.
Now she's going to find out that I am merely a charlatan. Oh.
And she mentioned that she was also in the market for a new advisor.
What?
Having dismissed her Barakyle envoy advisor recently. Yep. So
be clear, Hank. What's going on?
Well, she is considering you, Bellerin, for her next position as an advisor. So just be careful.
Now, Hank, you really must stop with these tall tales.
Josiah? Oh, wait, am I alone?
You're with these guys, I assume.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Josiah?
Now, where have you really been all this time?
Actually, no, don't listen to Josiah. You're tricky Bob.
You're drunk, aren't you? Clearly.
I'm not drunk. I haven't had anything to drink. I had less to drink than you. Tricky Bob.
Yeah.
Am I telling the truth? She was here.
Well, I mean, we saw the Queen, but didn't you just...
the Queen?
Yes.
Sure.
We are on her, you would say, call list. You know, she is not the first time we made her company. We're quite well acquainted, first name basis.
Made a funny joke and she liked it.
Yeah.
You're lucky you still have your head, Hank.
I know.
And Hank here did recommend you as her to go to apothecary service.
Oh, Hank, that's very kind of you, Hank. I had no idea you thought so highly of our.
To be honest, Bellerin, I thought it might make you work a little bit more. I didn't do it out of kindness.
In any case, I am still touched that you would think of me in such a way and that you would consider my well-being and future.
Right, don't get soppy about it. Far out. Anyway, yep. She mentioned when I said that, she mentioned that she was looking for a new advisor.
I see.
And that you would be investigated.
You suppose they'll start tomorrow then, their investigation?
I imagine it's probably started already.
Do I need to go and present myself or something?
I don't think so. I think they'll probably ask you to present yourself when they're ready.
I see. Very well. Very well.
Just maybe if you've got anything illicit, maybe give it to me.
I see. Well, what will you do with it, Hank? Make it disappear?
Oh, I'll make it disappear. Yeah. I'll find a way to get rid of it. Yep.
We might have to talk after.
Yeah. Or, hide it somewhere.
What
Very
else
safe.
have you got on this evening then? You preparing for bed? I was about to go to bed myself.
Yeah. Well, you see, we're missing Gimbal. That fool of an elf. He's I don't know what he's doing actually. I think he's over at the Daughters of Twilight. So, well, we were going to go to the Daughters of Twilight after this, weren't we?
After
Stop by the temple.
Oh no,
Stop
we
by
were
the
going to
temple.
That's right. Yeah.
get this mark off our head, carrying around 1,000 gold pieces.
We were going to do that tomorrow, though, weren't we?
I think it might be safer. Tricky Bob, do you mind?
I can stay here with Ballerin and the my donation.
Okay.
And me, says Harbeck. I'll stay
And
here. If
Harbeck,
that's all right with
yes.
you all.
Oh God!
All right. Well,
How long have
then
you been there?
let's
Hold
dust
time.
down for the night then. Let's
Right
dust
behind you
down
there,
for the
Josiah.
night here then.
All right.
We'll have a couple of
Buckle
ports
down.
with old Bella and yeah.
Gimbel's got 2 places he knows to find us: the Daughters or here.
I'm also very interested to find out, young Hank, is how is your friend the elf dealing with his scrying? How's it going?
Not so great, to be honest. There, Bella.
I see.
Not so great. Although we did manage to get some really nice incense for him to help with his meditations. Hopefully that'll help it out. Yeah.
Excellent. Very good
Yeah,
then.
frankincense and myrrh.
Typical, yes. Very
Yeah.
standard for magi.
Oh, I thought they were quite special. I don't know.
Oh, well, yes, very special. Magi are quite special.
Oh, right. I suppose they are. Bellerin. But anyway,
Not that you'd ever know. You've decided to take the easy route, haven't you, young man? You thought you'd just learn a few cantrips and be done, didn't you? None of that high wizardry for you. No. Stepped away from all that.
No, I learned more than 3 cantrips.
Yes, that was enough for you, wasn't it?
No, I also learned 3 spells.
Yes, but
4 spells, actually.
Won't be looking at any 5th level spells for you, though, will you, eh?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Just shut up, Bella. You just... you always do this.
Right, well, best we bunk down for the evening then, eh? Lock up.
All right.
Right,
So I look up because obviously I'm still the butler, so...
Right. Okay, so, Gimbal, you're at the restaurant with Millmore Glass, and they're serving drinks, and there's plates of food, and there's...
Thank you. Good. Because I'm down. Because I'm down a
playing.
few drinks now. So.
Yep, you've probably had a few drinks at this point. Yep. And it's he's Millmore Glass has the most expensive tastes. You're discovering that he's spent his time in Vaingate, living off the fat of his pay from the Daughters of Twilight, and he also buys like candy apples on the way to and from the restaurant.
Good.
From street vendors.
Good. I think I have enough. I have enough to cater his needs for the night, at least.
Right.
I think. So I'm more than happy to accommodate him until the point when I get drunk enough to not care anymore.
Right.
Which I'm gonna say hits the point about the point we get to the restaurant, and then
Right.
it's all just fucking hands off the bars.
Right. So there's trays of food coming, all sorts of distant cuisine that you've never had before.
Yeah.
Food from Amphodius, food from Salim.
I just say, boy, Millmore, yeah, for such a little guy, you can really put it away.
Oh, well, the trick is that you don't have to eat it all. You just taste it. You taste it.
Oh,
and
you're
then-
one of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
not how you learn in the Ranger ways. You savor every bite.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You savor it. Yes, you must savor every bite.
Well, you don't waste. You savor, you don't waste.
I'm not
There's a
wasting
difference.
it. Well, this all goes home in a doggy bag.
Oh, well, I'm coming back for those doggy bags. This is a lot of food going out.
This is going to last me for 2 weeks.
This is going to last us 1 week.
Now, you'd think that it would go off in that amount of time, but you know what? If you put food in a bag of holding, You
can't. You can't look. All right, you gave us grief for the items we took, and now you're using bags of holding for your grubby little fucking second hands.
Well, the thing is, if you put it in a nice clean box, and then you put that box inside a bags of holding, it seals it in there in a kind of what you might call a vacuum.
Well, I do want to know more about the bag of holding.
Right, it's kind of. Yes, it's very good at preserving food because it preserves it in time and space. Oh no, not common.
Do you have one? Do you have one on your person?
I wouldn't be inclined to tell you if I did.
Well, no, I'm not. Look. All hots buzz. I'm not. Has Millmore had any drinks? Can I tell?
Millmore's getting quite ripped, actually.
All right, good. I was like, look, well, I'm not. Look, I'm not gonna go. Look, we've got, and you know, because you checked the previous. You checked the expedition. You know we've got one of the bags, so I'm not going to take another.
Of course,
let's just ask you: do you have a bag? Is that your plan for this?
Of course, I do have a bag. What do you think? I'm stupid?
Well,
obviously,
you're quite sensible.
I have a bag of holding.
Yeah. So what got you into the daughters? Where did this all come from?
Well, that's
you're quite high up for a little trickster fellow.
For a little trickster fellow, indeed.
Well, your words. You said arcane trickster.
Well, you see, Gimbal, I was once upon a time in a position not unlike yourself, looking for work and selling my wares. When I worked for the Daughters of Twilight for the first time, which must have been several centuries back now. When I first worked for them, I was not much older than you, and probably in a state of less repair.
How old do you think I am, Mr. Claus?
Oh, I should say you're less than 200 and older than 1.
Ah, hells. Well, go on. I take a swing.
In any case, they took a shine to me, but due to my honest demeanour and my cleverness at disarming magical traps and the like. So I was quite useful, it would seem. And in any case, the previous quartermaster, he unfortunately died, and so I was thrust into the position rather unprepared for what was to come. So I spent the next 200 years rapidly trying to find out everything I could about what the job entailed. But now, you see, I have managed to acquire all number of information and contacts. Contacts goes a long way.
And are you happy with where you found yourself? Where you ended up in the long run? Does it not feel like you're being used by these people?
Well, there's a little bit of push and shove that goes both ways. You see, what I'm being used for, similarly, I have certain privileges that come my way, such as this opportunity that I find myself with right now tonight, whereby one of my current employees is buying me dinner.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But these feel, to me, they feel small. They feel like small winnings for a given.
What would you like to do, I understand, Mr. Gimbal? Was your plan to be the king of Sidarael? Is that what you would like out of life? You want to be the Lord High Ranger, the master of the hunt?
Well, not so much when you say it like that.
Sounds quite pretentious, doesn't it?
It does. But I mean, look, if you're content with where you are right now,
I've seen what happens to adventurers, Mr. Gimbal. You're not the first group of adventurers to come wandering through the Daughters of Twilight looking for employment.
Don't tell me you get meals from each of them.
Oh,
I feel used, Mr. Glass.
Well, yes, that's what they all say, isn't it? But the fact is that you're not the first set of adventurers to come wandering through here, and you won't be the last. But I, however, will maintain my position and continue to get paid and fed. And I will still have the opportunity to look over all the maps and scrolls and magical books and items that come through the Daughters of Twilight. I will have the opportunity to study the world, and all from the safety of my office.
Fair, I guess. No. If you're happy to see them all from the books rather than out in person, then
I think that's just tomfoolery. You're looking to get yourself killed. But, each to their own. If that's your desire to go out there amongst the wilderness, I can understand that. I once had that in my blood myself, but
How did you
sadly,
become the employee of the Daughters?
Well, once upon a time I was offered the job after my previous employer was sadly killed in a accident.
Well, what I'm quite curious is I've heard rumors, and this is why I was quite skeptical to begin with, was that they only employed paladins and clerics and the most righteous of the righteous. To be honest, I felt I would be cast aside, and now I am only a contractor. I'm not truly a member.
Well, I am much the same position as you see. My contract with the Daughters of Twilight is much the same as yours. Only my job is specified differently.
Doesn't that rub you, though? Doesn't that rub you that you're not a member of the Daughters? You're just a contractor? You're just someone out...
It's of no great importance to me.
No, I suppose not.
I have no great concerns about that, no.
Oh, hang on. Well, hang on. All right, that aside, I just remembered. So, this, and I assume I have the orb with me, so I'm going to put the orb on the table. So this, right? So the scrying with the crystal orb.
You're going to pull it out at the table in the restaurant.
Yes.
He's like, he looks around. He's like, you don't want to wave that around here.
I said, oh right, and I'm going to slowly roll it loudly back into the bag, and then it drops.
Shakes his head. It's like, and you want to be a field operative.
So, all right, well, cast that aside. So, is there... We're going to be at this for weeks. What if I keep failing at this orb? Is there... do you have anything? Do you have a better orb?
Listen, you can't keep failing at it for weeks. I mean, I suppose you could. But
I reckon I could.
Chances are, there's a fairly good chance that you'll get the hang of it. I mean, I've seen people learn scrying before, and it's sometimes it takes time. You seem to be less talented at it than others. I don't know why you didn't give it to your friend Hank. He seems to be the one with the arcane interest.
I'll chug the last night drink when he says that.
That podgy human has more talent for magic in his little finger probably than you do, but that's not important. You seem to be caught up on the idea that you're going to use this orb. I would say, Mr. Gimble.
It's my orb,
Lord Gimble Moonbrook. I would suggest that that's all ego. If you wanted to become a true magician, which clearly you do not, then that would require you to overcome your ego. Your sense of self would need to be destroyed and left behind.
Well, I'll tell you what, Millie. Can I call you Millie? What can I call you? I'm so sick of saying Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass is perfectly fine.
MG. Listen up, MG.
Don't you dare.
Mr. Glass.
I will set your hair on fire.
Bye. Well, you just wait till I get that alchemist fire, buddy. I'm joking. Don't.
He has to give it to you.
Joking. It was a joke.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot you.
If you gave me a gun, I'd shoot you.
Right.
But well, I'll tell you what. Is tomorrow we'll try this again, and if I don't succeed, I will give the orb to Hank.
Well, that's very admirable of you. I'll give you points for that. It's certainly admirable of you to consider that.
Thank you.
But then on the other hand, there is also the possibility that you're just giving up. You know, what kind of man just gives up on something that he's decided to do?
More drink.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Pours out another drink. There you go.
Look. You can't have it both ways here. I'm trying to do the right thing.
Oh.
For Balkanard, who I'm a lord for soon.
Lord Balkanard, Lord of
Lord
Balkanard.
Gimble of Balkanard.
Lord Gimble of Balkanard.
Savior of the city, and owner of a house in the city with farm.
That sounds very important. Very important.
Does.
Next, you'll be telling me you've got a goat.
Goliath. No, I don't have a goat. Even if I did have a goat, if it wasn't my goat, I would give it to the rightful owner of the goat. Because
would you like dessert?
Yes.
I think you should get us some dessert.
Right. At that point, I'll have dessert and I'll shut up and go and pass out drunk with Millmore wherever we end up.
Right. All right. And you guys go wandering home, singing, leaning on each other, and you end up in a cart, which ends up delivering you to the Daughters of Twilight, whose servants quietly, secretly, and nondescriptly sneak you back into Millmore's office.
The booze cart.
The booze cart.
That would have been a really great way for them to be kidnapped and have another little side quest for us.
Right. If only we had time for that.
I'll murder everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to wake up again on the floor in Millmore's office. All right. Okay. So everybody else, you stay at Ballaran's, yeah?
Yep.
All right. So you sleep. You have a long rest.
Yep.
Oh,
Yay.
Can I get a long rest even though I'm hungover?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
All right.
You're gonna need a long rest anyway, right, Kimball? You're gonna try another scry.
Do we try another scry before? Yeah, I mean we've got half an hour.
All right. So you're gonna try a scry. Try a scry.
Okay.
Try a scry.
Now, do I have advantage because of buddies?
Oh wait, hang on. Were we all?
Did you guys go to the temple?
Yeah, we'll stop over
Right.
at the
Yeah.
temple.
We'll go to
Drop
the
the
temple.
gold off.
Do you
Yeah.
get up? Do you get up extra early in the morning to deliver the gold before you go to the temple, or is that going to be?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I'd say we can get up. Yeah.
get up. The crack of dawn, you deliver the gold to the temple of Morridan. They accept it and they're very pleased. And you're given another recommendation, Tricky Bob, for your great work, and everyone's so impressed and they're all buzzing about you being the prophet.
I mean, in one day she's come back with 1,000 gold. That's pretty good. She walks out
it's like
with
Jesus.
the size of dish plates,
Right.
and she comes back with gold.
Tricky Bob, maybe you should roll a wisdom save to see whether or not you're starting to believe your own hype.
Yeah. Gimbal
a
rolls
12.
are like Chicky Bob rolls.
Well, you're on the verge, right? I mean, it's like it's got to have occurred to you at this point that there is something kind of self-evident about what's going on.
Oh, the fall of Tricky Bob. Oh no.
Or is it the making of Tricky Bob?
Yeah.
Is she
She
gonna
become a false prophet.
She'll become Muad'Dib.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Haven't you?
Anyway. No, not yet.
Well, okay.
I will.
Anyway.
Anyway.
You get to the Daughters of Twilight, and damn it, now Gimble's disappeared.
Well, did they deliver the official documents to Ballaran?
You don't know. 'cause
Well,
you-
we probably don't know that yet.
I was going to maybe use that as just tide us over until Tim got back in the seat.
Right. Right. Well, you can go back to Ballaran on the way to the Daughters of Twilight if you want to, just to see.
A lot of back and forth.
We'll pop our heads in. Well, they're on opposite sides of the town anyway.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think we'd do that.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we'd probably go straight from the temple to Daughters.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting off in Karkanos, you're going to the Temple of Morridan and Raxthasis, and then you're going to the Daughters of Twilight and Grenaldea, so you're visiting all three of the citadels in a row, one after the other. And boy, the guards are getting to know you. Because every time you go through one of those big gates, they're like, "Oh, state your business," you know, and they try and fucking shake you down for a few gold pieces if they can.
Oh, shifty bastards, the city guards.
Every time.
The city watch.
Although, interestingly enough, I think that since you've been under the employ of the city watch and you've had something to do with the watch and the guards, that business might have stopped.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking that's probably they're treating you a little bit more respectfully at this point.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So eventually
cool.
you get back to the Daughters of Twilight, and you come into into Milmore's office, whereupon you discover Milmore asleep with his face on his desk, and
Gimbal as well.
Gimbal is out like a light on the floor. He smells slightly of alcohol and puke.
This is very much deja vu from yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Once again.
Yeah.
These two have turned into drinking buddies. Honestly, Milmore and Gimbal as a pair, I never would have guessed. Actually, but that's okay. All right. So what do you guys do? You come in, and Milmore hasn't even opened his eyes.
So I yell really, really loud, like
whoa.
something to do with a centaur or like an owl bear or something like that.
Dexterity saving throw, Hank.
Yeah, I'll make a dexterity saving throw. All right. Oh shit, that's terrible. Hang on. What's my dex?
Right, hold on to because I have to look up a stat block.
So that's 12 from Hank.
All right, 12 from Hank.
Yeah. I imagine what's his face has got pretty high dexterity. As an arcane trickster like myself.
Right. Okay. Ooh. What's your armor class, Hank?
Alright, so the armor class is 17.
17?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, 17. Yeah.
17.
I should have mentioned actually my dexterity saving throw was 13 because I forgot my ring of protection, but that doesn't make a difference then, doesn't matter.
Right. Hold on, actually I'm looking at the wrong stat block. Sorry.
Oh, good. Just add 5.
Gimbo's munching on some pickies.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I can't hear you.
No, I didn't hear you. I just saw you. Yeah, no, you're fine.
There we go.
What's the bicky?
No, it's dinner. It's chicken.
Oh, right.
Biscuit-looking chicken.
Fucking chicken.
No, I forget that you're behind the times.
You're 3 hours in the future.
Oh, 3 this time. Right.
What happens in the future? Please fill me in.
Right. Well, apparently we play D&D.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what it's going to be.
All right. Come on, man.
All right. So you I'm going to start that over again. You need to make a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save. Okay. I'm going to use a different set of dice though. These ones are getting a bit shit. So let's use Mum's dice. Wisdom save. Oh, yep.
Not those ones.
The clanky ones?
9.
Yep.
9. That's a fail.
Not great.
Maria, tell me, what's the first small rodent that comes into your mind?
Oh, a hamster.
Okay, so Hank, you've just been turned into a hamster.
Oh.
All right. He does that little like jump thing that they do.
Right.
Roll over and say,
I was
really
thinking
gotta lock
like-
on that door.
Looks up at you. What's going on? Who's this? Gimbal, did you wake up from that noise, or are you still snoring?
If it's them barging in and then getting transformed into a hamster, yeah, I think I would have woken up. And plus, I only trance, so drunken me is just light sleeping.
Right.
Does Hank still keep his mind as a hamster?
Well, you've been polymorphed.
True polymorph though.
It's not true polymorph. It's just polymorph, the 4th level spell.
right.
The first one I actually thought of, it was like this little sand rat thingy.
No take backs.
I know the word
I
in Russian, but I
picture-
couldn't remember what it was in English.
Is
I'll
it
look it up.
What's that thing? Remember? Okay, the dramatic.
Mole rat?
No, it's like.
What does that mean? The dramatic, like mole? No.
What is it in Russian?
Tushkanchik. It's called. I got a Latin name.
Russian. Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I just no idea what it's called in English.
That's why you made the call when I said it's a Russian thing about the bears.
Yeah.
That wasn't directed at you, by the way.
Yeah, obviously not.
Oh, it's called a long-eared jerboa in English, apparently.
Wow. Okay.
Jabbar. Yeah. No, I know what
It's got like massive ears.
So is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what
yeah.
you've been turned into? As a long-eared jaboa?
It's the thing from The Rescuers Down Under.
Right.
All right. Okay.
and
So
this is
as a
gonna last
long-eared,
for an hour.
as a long-eared jerboa, I run up Gimble's trousers and pee on his shoulder.
Excellent. Excellent.
Can I splat him?
Can you?
I feel like I should be able to make him unconscious by beating the shit out of something that's peeing on me.
Hang on. I've probably got a pretty high dexterity as a jerboa, man. So I think I could probably I could probably avoid the.
I'm more than happy to take you in this situation. You little
I mean, you know, you're pretty hungover too. You know.
shit.
Don't imagine you're fairly.
What the shit?
Don't imagine you're
Fine.
you're very
Do what you
coordinated right
want, little bastard.
now. Well, I will. I've just peed on your shoulder.
I think I'm
Alright.
freaking out by seeing this.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. You can make a wisdom save to see if you.
Yeah,
freak out.
I'll free it.
Take a D4 psychic damage.
14. All right, no, I'm guess I'm becoming more and more aware of these.
Resilient to this sort of
yeah.
thing. It's still amazing, but it's, you know,
Yeah.
obviously it's not. You've seen this kind of time space folding before a few
But
times.
it's used in such a stupidly childish way. I think it's far less traumatizing.
It was an accident, I think.
Right.
Millimore,
You
what
ran
is
up my
done?
pants.
What happened? Who's there? What?
It's us, your contractors.
Gimbal, wake up! Wake up!
I've been
you
drooling
doing?
on my shoulder.
What is that on your shoulder? Oh,
Why you lock the door?
Squeak, squeak.
what on earth is that?
Can I swipe it away? Whatever the fuck the little thing
Yeah,
is.
he pushes you off his shoulder.
I'm gonna run down his back and then like sit in his ass crack
Bloody hell!
I give
What
it.
is
I
going
at the
on
top.
here?
At the top. You know,
I
just
give
like
it a
sit
few
there 'cause it's
seconds
warm.
before I smell pee.
I
my shoulder.
forbid you from ever coming through that door again before 10 a.m.
Squeak.
I mean, are you threatening to turn us into Mises as well?
Is that what? What? Is that
Turn them
what I-
on to goddamn Mises.
No, but you just turned Hank into a mouse.
Oh, did I? Did I? Right then. He uncasts the spell, and Hank, you return to your former glory.
All right.
I-
Well,
have I
Gimbal now
recognized-
has no pants.
What? No. Look at me. Have I recognized that Hank has now peed on me?
You can
I
make
need to know this. This is important
you
now.
can make an investigation check to see if you can figure that out.
19.
And you know, I was sitting.
Seems pretty
in
obvious,
Gimbals.
yeah.
in
Okay,
Gimbals'
Good.
Gimbals'
Okay.
butt crack.
What's Hank?
So
What's
I-
Hank doing right now?
I'm like on your
Pee on
back
him?
right now.
Fantastic. I
And
pull my pants
my-
down and I piss on Hank.
No, you don't have any
in
pants,
Milmore's
man.
office.
I just piss on Hank then.
You don't have any pants. I'm behind you.
I don't need pants.
I think that you could get as far as unbuckling his belt, but I don't see how you get his pants off.
Yeah, I reckon you probably fall over while you
What do you want to do? A deck save? I'll do a deck save to pee. Well, I'm angry now. Go.
Oh, no, we can do a dex competition if you like.
Go for it. I got a
Right.
16.
Milmore slams his fist on the
16.
desk and he says, "Enough! What is
turned
all
to him-
this?
I turned
What's
to him
wrong
while
with you
holding
people?
my schlong.
That's
I'll
versus a
turn
23.
you all into
my friend.
fucking dogs and send you out in the street to be put down."
Let's just do. Let's.
Just came to do the
Hank,
stride.
Hank leans over and gives Gimbal a bit of a sniff. And
Gimbal,
Did
put
you
that thing
sleep in a
away.
latrine.
Give me my pants.
Gimbal, there are poor innocent dwarves present. Think about Harbeck.
I pull my
I'm
pants
coming.
up. I pull my pants up, and I go and fetch my orb, and
Don't touch that now.
propose. Where's
Did you finish
breakfast?
yourself, Gimbal?
Where's breakfast?
Yes,
when
yes,
are you
Hank.
gonna
I pissed my shoulder. All right. Now,
This is the height
Oh.
of our entire campaign.
Glass,
Here.
Glass, how are you feeling this morning?
A little bit shit, to be honest with you, but you know,
Right.
it's all right.
Right.
I've had worse.
How about we have breakfast and a bit of a nap, and then we try the scrying thing at lunch.
Oh, I've got another suggestion. How about this? And he opens his drawer. He says, "You could try this," and he throws you a small bottle of clear liquid. He says, "Put that down here."
Oh,
And he takes out one
All
of
right,
those.
but if it's Hank's piss, I'm gonna be angry. I'll drink it. I'll drink it. I
Okay,
trust
well,
Glass
I only-
enough.
It's some sort of tonic, and it must have some sort of watered down healing potion in it, because it immediately raises you by like a hit point.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so-
Also, we've got these special incenses from the Queen for you, Gimbal.
I don't like the Queen, and I won't be having that.
It might help you concentrate.
What? Where?
It might
All
help you
right.
concentrate.
Oh, no. Let's go back a step. You got it. When did you see the Queen?
Last night.
Yeah, after you
And-
ran off.
And
After
she
you ran
gave
off.
and she gave you incense.
Yep.
Well, we all got to pick special gifts, and
You
we
weren't
felt
there.
bad that you weren't there, and we thought Gimbal likes to meditate a lot. Gimbal is struggling to concentrate while scrying. These are rare and exotic incenses. These are from faraway lands.
Mm.
Do I think they're sincere about
I am
about
being
the whole
sincere.
We are sincere.
about the whole giving me incense?
You can make an insight check.
14.
14. Yeah, they sound sincere. They do actually seem sincere. You know them. You've been hanging out with them for a few months now,
Okay.
and you can
Okay.
sort of tell when they're being sincere.
I'm gonna if they hand me the incense, I'm gonna look down and go like just go.
It's incenses and oils, by the way.
Oh, good, and
Delicious.
oils. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank
Scented
you.
oils.
Thank you for.
And Josiah got a sword.
And the box, it's a beautiful box that it comes into. A
Did
beautiful
he
wooden
now?
carved box.
Yeah,
he
he got
now?
a sword.
The box for the incenses has the seal of the Scartabels and of the Moldrayan Protectorate etched upon it.
This is what
Beautifully.
I was gonna mumble and just say, this is what happens when you have a kid as queen. Right.
Oh, and Tricky Bob got 1,000 gold too.
Well, I mean, she didn't get to keep.
Yeah, it's for the temple.
Sure made her look good though, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. That's bought some social currency. That one.
That's
All for the good of the community.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Tell you what. Nope. I'm leaving. Nope. Good. Thank you for this box of incense and oil.
Well, it's nice
I'm-
to hear you being a little bit grateful for the things that your friends here have done for you.
Mr.
Yeah.
Glass, can you
Very nice
please
box.
can you
That is
please
my name.
accompany me to the chamber, and we will use this special incense
scry?
to attempt to scry the location or the
Certainly.
readings on the gates.
Let's
So
give
we're
it a go then, shall
Gonna
we?
do it in front of the other gate as well.
You three can stay here.
No.
Oh, Glass, can we come too?
Well, I thought that they were going to come and help you with their
Oh, that's what I thought
insight
too.
into the location.
I would think your help would be enough.
Yeah, we want to be involved.
No, I think we'd like to come actually.
Fine. Here,
It
and I
might
hand the
be-
box. I hand the box back to Hank and say, "You can light the incense."
All right. Yeah, I'll like the sense.
Might be educational for them to come with you to see this chamber. Have you been to the to this chamber before? Where we're
The,
going?
the
Yeah,
chamber
that's
with the first gate.
The portal. Yes.
Yes. We have.
I took you there before. Very
I'm
well.
pretty sure Milmore was there when we went out. Sorry, out of game. Pretty sure
He
Milmore
was
was
there.
there when Claresca took us down there.
I think Claresca took us first.
Not
Claresca.
Claresca?
No, not Claresca.
Ialanthra.
Sorry, yeah. I was about to say Talandara, and that doesn't work either.
No. Ialanthra.
We've been watching too much of the other shit now.
I have, yeah.
Now you're confused. Right. Okay, so you follow Milmore, and he accesses the teleport chamber, and you go into the room with the gate, and it's very quiet down there. And in the distance, you can just barely make out the gongs and bells of the temple in the distance, coming from up the long stairs. This room itself was clearly built by giants at some point in the distant past, and so the few accoutrements that are in the room seem vastly out of proportion with the rest of the room itself. The ceiling's very high, and there is the gate in all of its majesty, humming with magical energy. And so you settle down in front of it, and Milmore helps you by drawing a circle around you. He says, "This is for protection."
I would like to request double advantage. For the incense and the fact that I'm in front of the gate with all my buddies and Mr. Glass, I request 3 rolls to try to finish this.
That's a cool story.
Otherwise, I'm going to be angry about this fucking incense.
What you can do, however,
very special attention to the incense.
The incense and the oils. Milmore is going to draw a circle on your forehead with a. It's going to draw a symbol of scrying, which is a lunar symbol on your forehead with the oil. Between that and the incense, you can have +2 to your roll.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. And can I still have advantage? +2.
You will have advantage and with +2.
Okay, here we go. Wait, what am I rolling? I can't remember what we rolled.
You're rolling an Arcana check, if I recall.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't have anything better. Advantage. Here we go. Come on.
Oh!
20.
Wow.
A 20.
Is that a natural 20?
That's a nat 20.
All right.
Oh, thank God. Sorry.
All right. So between all
you
of these
discover
factors,
one of the 4.
No, you get a clear vision of the four symbols, the 4 keys, and you are able to write them down on the parchment that is put in front of you. Whilst you trance and whilst you stare into the crystal, it maintains its vision there long enough, and you're staring at it and you're writing with one hand, not looking at what you're drawing, but staring at the picture so that it doesn't disappear in front of you. Okay, and you manage to get the 4 keys from this trance.
And now, from last time, I remember saying there was much more of a force out the front of the gate than we previously experienced. Am I able to discern what we could be potentially walking into? Is there any gigantic threat that I can see or predict while scrying these, or is it just the gates?
You're particularly scrying the gates. If you want to make another Arcana check with advantage to see anything else.
I do not really. I think the gates is enough. Okay. All right. One more.
Go ahead. Do it.
That's more like it. That's a 2 and a 3.
Wow.
That's better.
Okay. What you get is that the room where the gate is, if anything did come through the gate, they certainly didn't just set up camp right next to the gate and then hang out there for you to scry on them, right? If they came through the gate, they would have gone through the tunnel and into the chamber where you fought the ropers and the what was it?
Right, yeah. No, it was the roper. It was the roper.
It was the roper, yeah.
Ogres and
right. That's where they would be hanging out if anybody had come through there. If not somewhere else. But they definitely wouldn't be just hanging out in the room with the gate. That's not very likely. So it's hard to get anything from that. Yeah.
But we got the symbols.
The symbols.
Done. All right. I'm breaking my concentration and lying on my
Well
back.
done, Mr. Moonbrook. Well done. Very good indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Glass.
Congratulations. It looks like you don't have to give that crystal to your friend Hank after all.
No, but my shoulder's a bit cold.
He was.
Was on the cards?
He was talking about it only last night. Although to be fair, he was
don't
tacked
know-
up to the eyeballs on. He named some very specific mead.
Mr. Glass, what happens in Vangate stays in the drunk bit of Vangate. Thank you very
We
much.
are still in Vangate.
Josh Hank,
We are in the undercity, you might say.
in the spirit of Vangate.
Yes.
I expect silence on embarrassing matters.
Well,
I didn't
we
tell
can
Hank.
do
I didn't.
now
I
is we
didn't tell
can-
Hank that you were just like him.
We shall be informing our Lady Imdrael of this breakthrough that you've just had.
Please
I'm sure
do.
she'll be very pleased.
I
very
am
pleased
going
indeed.
to take a nap.
In which case, I suppose you might all want to start preparing yourselves for a long journey.
Indeed.
Although it might be
Short
quite-
journey.
Might be quite a short journey, but going quite a long way.
With war.
Mm.
And Hank, sorry, not Hank, Gimble just crashes back to sleep again, does he?
Yeah.
He's done.
All right, fair enough. All right. So,
Hank's.
yep.
Nothing. I was just going to say Hank's going to go off and enjoy the scenery of the enclave, I suppose.
All right. So they pack up their various accoutrements from downstairs at the temple room, the portal room, and then they seal it up and close it once more. And you see the daughters going about some sort of very specific ceremony that they're doing as they seal it up. And you're pretty sure that this place is under some magical protection.
Mm.
And then you are kind of ousted back up to Melmore's chambers, and he says, right, well, time for you to piss off then.
Indeed. When can we commence the mission? When can we go through
Well,
the portal?
I should expect that Lady Imdrael will have to consult various charts to see when the moon is in the right place and the suns are in the right places and so on, and make sure that all this astrology is done correctly. We can't have you going through when the seventh moon is in its detriment.
Ah, so it's not just a push play kind of thing. It's not a very quite anachronistic. It's not just a
Push play.
Not as simple as all that, no.
no.
No. And it may or may not be that simple, but in any case, whether or not it would be fortuitous is an entirely different thing. So out of game, it might be just superstition. So, you know, or tradition. So it's a combination.
Well,
of those
folks,
things.
I'm going to take my leave now.
All right.
I'm gonna head
Yeah,
off.
appease
You
the
guys,
mistress.
you guys continue for a little while, and
Thank you for coming tonight.
yeah.
I mean,
We'll,
I've been here for the full 3 hours. We don't have to continue at this point.
This is
I mean, it's up to you.
This is a
Yeah.
good place to wrap up if you guys are up for that.
That sounds good.
That's fine, yeah.
I've had my fill.
Yeah.
I've had good
All
fun.
right. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Don't feel like it's because of me that you're wrapping up though. Like,
I mean, if you leave
Yeah.
now, I assure you, in the next half hour,
there'll be
Hank
some
will-
shit talking.
Yeah, something's gonna happen to Hank.
It's
So-
all just going to be errands, I assume, anyway. That we can just pick up anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the sort of stuff that we can basically fast track during an actual session.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where it's like we do this, and we get together, and then now we're going to go on a trip.
Well, do we want to
We-
discuss what Hank's doing quickly now, and then we can each go through what our characters do for like the next day, or
Yeah, if you
however
want.
long, however long it will be.
Right. Or if, all right. So Hank, you're going to go back to the barracks or back to Ballaran.
Back to Ballarans for sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'll go back to Ballarans, just help him with whatever he needs to do for his daily things, sort of like a
Right.
goodbye help, I suppose.
Right. Well, you discover
And,
that when you get back to Ballarans, there are a number of people at Ballarans examining his offices, his space, and what have you. There's some number of officials there, and
Yeah,
he is
sure.
preparing to move to a new set of quarters.
Oh, Ballaran, where you going?
He says, "Well, I've been requested to move to the palace, Hank. So I'll be operating."
Well, what's
from-
going to happen
from-
to the shop?
Well, I suppose I'll have to close it for now, or otherwise I'll have to find someone to take it over.
No,
He
you
looks
should
at you
think
for
of
a minute and
that.
says, it's a shame that you didn't take the wizard's path, isn't it? Yes, never mind. Won't be you.
Mm-mm.
Pity.
We'll have to find someone to run it for you, man.
Off adventuring, I suppose, is far more interesting.
Well, I mean, I always figured that I'd be back here one day, but not right now, Miller.
The apothecary.
Yeah, I could do this.
Well, but you'll be away, won't you?
Well, yeah, not right now, obviously. Yeah, maybe in 20 years or so.
Well, yes, but I imagine there'll be somebody here well ensconced by then, won't they? They
Oh,
won't want to just
God,
hand it
that's a
over
terrible
to you.
thought.
That
What an
point.
awful thought.
So perhaps one of your missions can be to find someone suitable to run the
Right.
apothecary, if you can.
I suppose I better do this.
Otherwise,
No one too good.
Otherwise, I'll have to employ someone myself. So
No, I'll find someone, Bellerin. Don't worry.
I'll race you to it.
Are you kidding me? You're far too busy. You're working for the Queen now. Gee.
Well, I'll just make a request to the Queen, see what happens.
She doesn't know anything about apothecaries.
No, I'm sure she doesn't, but she has a lot of advisors that probably do.
Oh yeah, but they're rubbish. The Queen told me that all of her advisors were rubbish. Yeah, don't worry about them, Bellerin. I'll find you someone. Don't worry.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll do that for you. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, you can help me with the move then.
All right, I'll give you a hand.
All right. So that's what you're going to be doing for the next so many hours until you guys get word that it's time for the mission to commence. Very good.
All right.
That gives you the opportunity
Goodbye, my
to
friends.
take your leave. Thank you very much, Hank. And
And Hank.
Bye.
See you in chat.
We'll see you later. All right. Okay, so what are you guys going to do for the next few hours or the next day or so?
Do we want to conspire?
Inspire.
I mean, we're together at this point, right? Although I passed out from that.
We dragged you out of there. Like, I think Josiah's probably got you like underarm, pulling you out, patting you on the back, telling you what a good job you did.
Thanks, buddy.
Finally pulled through.
It's all knowing where you are. Yeah, I think it's the incense, really.
Definitely helped. It's the
Not
Queen's
good.
incense.
It's not good.
Say what you will about Scatterbells.
Tell that tiny little fucking fetus. I think she's all right. I don't like her. Now, okay. So, well, we've got the day. I spoke to Mr. Glass, Millmore. I'm just gonna call him Millmore. It's easy. It's way easier.
Yeah.
I spoke to Millmore about this. I gotta keep calling him Glass. I spoke to Millmore. So these seals, I reckon we can go a bit further than what we thought with these seals of the guard.
Mm.
So it depends how far we want to poke into what the Barakar envoy are actually up to here, without getting in trouble. Do we want to start messing with stuff before we deal with the gate?
I think it doesn't seem like the wizards. They've lost a bit of a foothold in the city, from what it seems. The Queen fired her advisor, and looks like there's a bit of a house clearing of corruption in the city at the moment.
But then who are the advisors that are left?
Non-Barakyle affiliated ones.
Oh, I forgot to tell you as well. We've been given a mission to oust Pyrex from Balkanard.
All right, look. Yeah, sure we have, buddy. That could just be you talking after the whole thing with you failing to deliver the crystal and your life being on the line. You don't have to say it. We can just kill him. I'm for it. Okay. He threatened you, and I'm happy to let's just go kill him, and then the problem's over. You don't have to come to me with the
way
Queen
I
said
see
we
it.
should go get rid of Pyrex.
Well, no. She's got a handwritten letter and sealed. Like, it'll be delivered to Bellerin's. And my sword. I'm getting a new sword.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna get a letter saying we can get rid of one of the wizard that's running the guard in Balkanard, and you're getting a nice new sword, and I got a box of herbs from the
It helped you
Queen.
immensely.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you magicked your way thousands of miles into the distance, and were able to see a couple of strange things
doing
are
that.
happening, aren't they?
Yeah, Balkanard might be gone already.
Mm.
Anyway, now it should be fine. We're good. Right, yes. So then we should.
Look, if
No.
Pyrex resists, I think we're full within our rights to rough him up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have some kind of like way to beat wizards?
Well, we're gonna have the daughters with us. We're
Do
gonna
they have a way to beat wizards?
Herbik here. I've killed.
Herbik.
Well, no, we're not killing him. We're sending him a summon to appear in front of Queen herself.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna resist arrest.
You don't know that. Foolish too.
I think.
Right.
Well,
If he
whatever.
did resist arrest, how do we not die?
Well, we'll just let the Queen know that we told
What
him
if
and
he
he
su-
said he just doesn't want
What if-
to, and then let her handle it.
What if he summons Black Demon Monster
Hmm.
and it chases
don't know
us
if
out of
he's-
town?
think they can all do that?
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's capable of it as well.
I mean, we don't know. Couldn't. What if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like? What if it's like they're god, and they can summon him at will to deal with their filth?
If you were a god, would you
Yes.
be taking orders from your followers?
Well, no,
Like,
but I don't think the
Bob.
gods should be trusted
No,
to begin
just
with.
get
So I mean, like, gods
Morridan
don't follow.
to come down here and swing his hammer around.
Aren't we? Tricky.
No, that would be
Tricky.
disrespectful.
Whereabouts are you right at this second?
Oh, we're still in temple, right?
Walking.
I don't
No,
know. We were
daughter
walking.
side.
I think we're walking through the
Yeah.
temple. And
Right.
maybe on our way out. To, like,
Okay,
go
as
out.
you're walking through the temple, a young girl comes running up to you with a messenger's costume on.
Human or elf?
She's a human.
All right then.
Excuse me, one of you is Josiah Southwall.
That's me.
Lord Southwall. There is a messenger from the Crown Guard at the gate.
When did all this Lord Southwall Josiah business start happening?
I think just being polite, Kimball. I don't think I have a title. At the gate, you say?
At the gate, yes, at the front gate. Do we? This person wants to see you. Are you disposed?
I am not currently disposed.
Oh,
Do I need to be disposed?
Would you like to speak to the messenger for the Crown Guard? He wants to speak to you if
Okay.
if available. Has a
And
message
I'll
for you.
dispose myself on the way then. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right, so you head over to the gates. It takes a good 10 minutes to get there from where you
Yeah.
are. And when you get there,
Are we with him? Are we with him?
sure,
Well,
if you want.
Is
you
it?
wanna go
Yeah,
with them.
sure. I'm curious about what the hell
Yeah, why
this all
not?
means.
I mean, you were just wandering and talking anyway, so you
yeah,
continue
and then
talking
some
while you.
some little punk.
Do you want to talk for another minute before you get there?
Yeah, well, as we live, like I'll just turn to Josiah. It's like, is this that mother thing again? Is that
No,
kid
no,
like one of them?
this
She looks pretty filthy.
is the queen.
No, that's the kid. That's not the queen. We saw the queen. That's a kid.
This is a messenger from the queen.
Does she only hire kids?
I think kids are fast, you know, like
The messenger that arrived to you was
From
a
the
servant of the Daughters of Twilight.
Oh, so it wasn't a kid.
Ah.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, I showed reasonable respect, and then be offended.
Right.
all right. Yeah,
that's
let's head to the gate.
You should have played a dwarf. For some reason, I feel that dwarves are more easily offended. But
Look, ranger. You know, wood elf ranger out in the wilderness. I think I could get offended by any humans.
right.
I don't think I'm easily offended by dwarfs. I think it's humans. I think that are Gimble's
Right.
grief.
Right.
Mm.
All right. Very good. Well, you eventually get to the guard tower at the gate, and you go inside, and there is another messenger. This messenger looks like a soldier, like an official soldier dressed in the garb of a palace guard, or a palace messenger. And he says, "Are you Lord Josiah Southwall?"
Just Josiah.
Josiah, then. On account of our
And
master,
I am Lord Moonbrook.
I'm not here to speak with you, Mr. Moonbrook. I am here to speak to Lord Josiah Southwall. In regards to the Master Armourer and Weaponsmith Ingar Vartorum, At which point, Tricky Bob, you recognize the name Vartorum as being a dwarven name of one of the main clans.
Mm.
Ingar Vartorum should like to speak to you, Josiah.
I should
on the
very
matter
much.
of your weapon.
Yes, I'd very much like to speak to him. Where in Vangate is he?
Oh, it is a she, sir.
Oh, I see. Female
Yes,
blacksmith.
And he kind of gruffly says under his breath, not that you can tell.
Oh,
Where
it's offensive.
where is she?
Terribly offensive. She, my lord, she'll be found in Drovno. I'll take you there if you wish.
I'm heading there right away. Let's go.
Very good. So you guys head across the city to Drovno.
Can we get snacks on the way?
There are lots of street vendors. You can get snacks on the way. If
I
you
would
so
like
desire.
snacks. Yes.
All right. Very good. So you snack it up on the way to Drovnor, and when you get there, the messenger takes you into the Dwarven district, which is basically this one almost triangular shaped bit of land that is on a hill facing downhill.
Yeah.
And it's all dug out, and it's been transformed into this. The whole place has just been dug and transformed into a stonework area, within which is dozens and dozens of forgers and armorers and blacksmiths and tradesfolk doing their business. All dwarves. I'm sort of trying to draw inspiration on a kind of like a Hasidic Jewish district too. That's kind of how I feel. It's got that sense to it. So you see these dwarves in various traditional dwarven Morridan Seaman garments and what have you, with their strange beards woven and their hair and so on in different styles, and their various religious garbs going about their business, especially the richer older dwarves. And you go into this blacksmithy, and the guard introduces you to the people at the door, and they take you in, and you actually finally get into this very hot environment filled with molten steel and hammering going on about you, and constant banging ringing into your skulls. And from this you see this female dwarf turns about and wipes the sweat off her brow, and she turns to you, and she sees the palace guard, and she nods, and she walks out to you, and she calls out for everybody to stop hammering, and they do. And she picks up a towel and wipes the sweat off her face and neck, squeezes it out onto the floor, and she says, "You must be Josiah Stonewall."
South Wall. But
South Wall, Stonewall matters not to me. I can't make your weapon. It's a woman's weapon.
Heard a giggle.
Are you saying you can't make it, or you won't make it?
I can't make it, and I won't make it.
Right.
Neither. However, I give you a choice.
Okay.
I'll make you a long sword of mithril,
Yeah.
and of the highest quality. It'll be light and fast.
Right. Or.
It'll have all the properties that you're looking for.
Yep.
But it will be no skinny-bladed woman's weapon that'll break on impact with the nearest thing that it strikes.
Okay. All right. What was option number 2?
Option number 2 is you go somewhere else.
I'll take option number 1.
Very good then. I'm glad we've come to an agreement then.
Have you already made it then?
I have not.
Can I? Does you remember way back when, back in Dyson Fork days, you mentioned that as people leave the South Gate, there was a specific thing that they used to do on it. What was it? They
would go and bleed on the main gate.
Is there any specific decals or anything that's on that on the old South Wall?
Details like what?
Just something that's iconic to it, I guess. Or what's the shape of it or anything? Or
yeah.
Just something that could be engraved either into the blade or onto the hilt or something like that.
Well, okay, so on that gate, on the old vein gate that sits there that the people go and bleed on, and they come from all over the world to come and do that as a tradition, almost like a pilgrimage. There is in fact a symbol marked there, which is a giant rune, which is largely considered to be a symbol of protection from Anam, the All-Father of the giant gods.
I would like that carved onto the blade if possible.
Fine choice. I'll do that for you.
It's a little bit of south wall flourish.
Very good. The blade will be triangular so as to lighten it, but it will be long and straight.
I like the sound of it already.
Very well. It'll be 3 inches thick at the base, and it will taper directly to a point with no curves.
Cool. I love it. Sounds
It shall
fantastic.
be built of mithril, and I shall shave it thin. Take as much weight out of it as I can, but it will be strong and near on unbreakable.
It's fantastic. How long will it take you to make this?
That depends. How quickly do you need it, and how sort of...
Top priority. I think we've got quite.
And this has come from the Queen to be made.
Aye.
I have a very important mission to do. Is there anything I can do to speed up the process? Any?
Out of game, I'm just going to quickly look up sword making.
Yeah.
I mean...
Guarantee you it's going to say a couple weeks.
Weeks, right?
Yeah.
Ages. Yeah.
You need to heat it, and you need
What
to
if-
cool it,
what
then you need
if-
to
But
rinse.
you might, if you
What
had a
if each
magical
dwarf takes one
forge,
piece to it?
if you
Then
had a
it's
magical forge and you
waiting
had a
time.
team of people working on it, it might be faster.
Blessings of dwarf gods. I'm sure that'd help.
Did I mention my friend here is the voice of Morridan?
Okay, so apparently to make a Roman gladius, it took about 30 hours,
Oh,
Wow.
right?
2 days, 1 day top. 1 to 2.
And if you had some of the parts already made, and you already had some steel cut down for the process, that was sort of, here's a bunch of steel that we had prepared to use to make swords from. We already had some of that stuff ready to go. Then let's say a couple of days.
all right.
Let's
I think
say
it'll take a
2
couple
to
of
3
days.
2
Might
to
not
3 days.
might not be ready before time to set off, but
I
we never
thought
know.
I thought it would take a couple of days for them to like ready their forces as well, because I imagine I would share that there are more. Because I remember last time it looked more dangerous than last time. Last time I scryed.
If it's not going to be ready, it's not going to be ready. But 2-3 days sounds good to me. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
May Morridan strike his hammer
Do
true on the anvil
that thing.
of your forge.
Right.
Tung.
Ta-dong.
And it is done, and thus you leave. Having
What was the little dwarf's name?
her name?
Little tiny little dwarf fella.
The woman dwarf that
Yes.
was making the
Yep.
sword?
Mm.
Inga Vartorum.
Inga Bartoran.
cool. Yeah. I've got nothing to follow up with actually. I don't. Yeah. No, good on him.
Ooh, yep. All right, let's.
So Milmore is sorting the rest of. He's gonna go about and tell Iolanthra what's happened, right? We don't have to worry. Do we need to be there? Do we need to be with the daughters?
They know what's happening, right?
I
imagine so.
I mean, okay. Well, the question is, can Milmore handle his drink better than I can?
He seems like he probably could.
I feel like he exploited me. Also, how much did I lose from the night before?
Well, 30 gold.
Oh, okay. God damn, that's a bit steeper than I thought. That's fine. I plan to waste as much money as I can so that I'm always on the verge of being poor.
But you did by that token, you did experience some of the finest food you've ever had in your life.
No, it would have been great.
It was a good time. It was very much a good time, and yeah, you will remember it for the rest of your days, I suspect.
I'm happy with that. No, I'd be happy with that.
All right.
Was there anything else we wanted to do? Do you want to go stake at? Like, I'm not saying we go in. I'm not saying we do anything drastic here, but Millmore gave me a pretty good idea of what's going on, and the fact that they don't themselves have too much control over what the envoy do. How about we just go set up nearby the Barakal envoy and just watch them come back and forth?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Not getting involved, not doing anything too dangerous, just watching.
So what do we do if we see something?
Then we tell the appropriate authority. Maybe we attack him.
Why don't Gimmel? Why don't you use Mother's network to do some spying?
I don't like her. You can. I'm okay. You can use the Mother's network to spy on. Is she trustworthy?
I don't think so.
What if they're just in it for money?
Well, they are just in it for money. That's how you know that they're trustworthy. They're providing service.
Look, I'm pretty sure the Barakal envoy are pretty rich at this point. They're wizards. They can probably magic money out of nowhere, out of cake, cake money. So if we just I'd feel more comfortable if we were the ones to find out what we find out. I'd rather not use Mother and her precious little street filth. It'd be better if it came from us. Then we can't just go back to anyone and say, oh, by the way, some kids saw some wizards do some bad things. The kids think the snowman appeared. No, it has to be us.
Look, I'm on board with what you want to do, Gimbal, but my feedback to you is you need to learn to delegate a bit more.
Is there anyone else we can rely on besides the kiddies?
What about
guards?
What about Harbrick?
What about Rex?
Don't put Harbrook into this. You can tell Rex. Yeah, sure, why not? That seems like a most appropriate way of doing it. He is a city guard.
Exactly. What if we just get him to assign one guard or so to behave incognito and watch the Barakayan envoy?
I don't see why not.
Well, what if we skirt around that? What if we go talk to the what was your friend's name?
Oh god, I forgot one of that guard's name. I forgot his name. Oh, that poor guy.
Gareth Ainslaw, or no, you're talking about the other guard.
Yeah.
The one who introduced us to the captain of the parochial. Herbert.
You must have his name. I'm not sure I've got his name anymore.
I can't remember his name.
It was something pretty basic. Harold or Herbert or...
Was he like a Daryl or a Darren or a...
It's too Australian.
I
don't think it's a D. Daryl.
Daryl.
I don't think I would have called him Daryl. I just have a feeling I didn't call him Daryl.
What is a traditional Kiwi name to throw someone at?
Sean.
Sean.
Is it really Sean?
I don't
Barry.
know. Barry. That's pretty
Barry?
Kiwi. Yeah.
Barry Dickbag?
Fred.
Let's go with that. Barry. Let's just say we don't remember the guard's name, because to be fair, we probably wouldn't.
The characters have forgotten his name too.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he was there, and he helped us get to the captain, and then he didn't do much afterwards. Really.
No, we've been very poor at updating our character.
We have actually. We should pick up the slack a bit. Yeah.
I've been doing my own.
I'm gonna start doing recaps of the day. The day.
Oh
after.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I like.
To be fair, Gimbal's recaps, so it'll be whatever I think.
Right. So Gimbal's point of view.
All
right, Gimbal, old buddy or pal, if you want to spend a couple a half day checking it out.
I might spend the half a day just scoping out, and I might see if I can get. I'm gonna go visit the guard, see if I can remember his name, and say, "Hey, buddy, here's the seal. I need your help, and we're gonna scope out for a day."
So I'm gonna get you to make an investigation check to see if you can find him again.
And then after that, I think Marie and I will have to tap out.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's a 5. I'm gonna get someone who looks like him.
right. No, you can't find a guard that's either free or interested.
None of them are willing. Okay, that's fine. Well then, all right. I'd get frustrated, but I'd still go do it myself.
All right, so you're gonna go and do it yourself. So you're gonna spend a day watching the Barakyle envoy from a distance.
Maybe.
So
Well,
tell me about your sneaky plan. Like, how are you gonna do it?
Before I do, I'll talk to Jasara and Tricky and say, look, all right. So, if anything goes weirdly and we get separated, because well, I'm already planning to get separated. Where do we want to meet up and what time?
Just back at the Daughters. I don't know, for what their evening mass.
After lunch?
Sure.
Like before dinner, but after lunch. Okay,
Afternoon
let's do
tea.
that. Yes, we'll meet up
Right.
for afternoon tea. Okay, that's good. Okay, so then I'm going to now. How far? Remember the tavern we discussed that was between the one that we first met at. That was between the
Oaken
portal,
stuff?
well, the gateway,
Oh,
the tunnel, and the No, it was closest to the tunnel actually. So I don't know how close it would be to the actual Barakyle.
well, it would
building.
have to have been in Ludovar or Anzal. Either that or it was in Motaku.
Okay, so let's say it was in Ludovar, if that's okay. And so I'll take my time, scope out, find the nearest bar or tavern that I could see a direct line along the main road, wherever I think the carriage would pass by, basically. And so then I'd hang out there for and if you
So
have
here's the deal: the carriage is not going to go that route.
Damn it. Okay.
They're just not going to go that route. They're not going to go anywhere where there's going to be people. They're going to take the most sneaky route possible.
Does Gimbal know that?
Gimbal can figure that out.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, after a couple of hours, you realise there's nobody coming through here. This is not,
All right. Well, then at that point, I'd like to have me and Momo. So I'll have Momo go closer to the actual envoy itself. So the actual building itself. Maybe in some if there's any of those kind of like when you go into the city and there's some trees and bushes every now and then they place there that kind of a thing and he just hangs out hidden in that.
Yep. So
Something
he's
like
hanging out
that.
in a tree behind a wall that rises up over the wall, and he's just sitting there looking down on the street.
And if he sees what I've told him for is if you see a carriage heading towards the envoy, come get me, and I'll tell him that I'm gonna be at the nearest tavern to the envoy itself.
All right. So so halfway through, a couple of hours later, Momo comes and gets you.
Okay.
And you go racing off to spy.
Yes.
Okay.
I will go racing off to spy. If I can catch up to the wagon.
I'm going to get you to make an investigation check and a stealth check, assuming that you're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm going all out to be stealthy, and that's my 24 for stealth. And investigation, which will probably be much worse.
Pretty sure I asked you to roll these in the other order, but never mind.
Sorry, I'm sorry. No, that's fair. Sorry. Investigation is 12.
All right. Okay. Well, when you get there, you can see in the distance there is a carriage being pulled by 2 oxen across a drawbridge into the Barakyle envoy. They close the gates as it gets inside, and you briefly have a moment where the gates are open, and you can see there's 4 other wagons inside and a whole team of people switching oxen.
I'm sorry, I have to do it. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to duck away quickly, throw the robe on, and rush as quickly as nonchalantly as I can through the gate if I can manage it, leaving Momo behind me.
Okay, so you are literally approaching the gate.
Yep.
The guards at the gate let you through.
Good. I give a slightly courteous but strict and tough and bossy nod to them as I march my way through.
Right. And you find yourself in a large, muddy courtyard where there is on the left hand side. You see there is a ramp that leads down underground, and there's currently a wagon is being taken very slowly down that ramp underground. And
Okay, so
yep.
So well then I would like to take. I would like to go. So the wagon goes down. Its set path. I imagine there'd be like tracks in the mud or whatever there is from it. So I'll take.
The path that goes down is stone, and it's built in such a way that it's got little crenellations to stop the wagon from slipping.
I'll take the furthest. I won't follow the path of the wagons. I'll take the furthest. If there's a wall and I can hug the wall, or if there's a general pathway for people to walk along, I will take that
until you get to the entrance that goes down. At which point there's just a 10-foot wide stone egress into the building, under the building.
Okay, and the wagon coming down behind me?
Wagon's in front of you.
It's in front of me. Okay. Okay.
You couldn't get in front of the wagon. It beat you here.
Yeah. Okay. But can anyone? So if I before the egress, before entering the carriageway, is there any way I could slip off a little bit to be difficult to see, briefly?
You're in a big courtyard. There's a lot of people around. There's a number of doors that lead into other buildings. There is a tower on one corner. You're surrounded on all sides by a 30-foot high wall.
Okay. The nearest door. What I'm going to do? I'm going to open up the nearest door.
You also notice that there's eagles flying overhead.
Okay. That's okay. So I'm going to open up the nearest door. Go into the nearest door. Is there anyone directly in front of me?
Okay, you open up the nearest door and you find yourself in a mess hall, a large mess hall, and there's a couple of people sitting around eating, some servants giving them food.
Okay.
They look like they must be trainee wizards, basically. They are acolytes of the equivalent thereof, initiates.
Okay, so what I'm gonna can I tell if anyone's particularly looked up at me or?
One person has looked up at you. Nobody else has, but one person is looking at you, and they seem to look that they've got a quizzical look on their face.
Oh, this is God. Okay.
Can you? I'm going to get you to make a perception roll, though.
Okay. 11.
Okay, never mind. The wind is blowing.
Nearest. Okay, so upon entering, I've seen one gentleman with a quizzical look. Nearest doorway, or how far would be the nearest away from prying eyes?
There is a doorway and you see some stairs behind it. And next to that doorway, there is a figure standing in a black robe with their hands together, their hood down, in front of that, next to that doorway.
Okay, well then what I'm going to do instead, so after opening the door, I'm going to walk around the door, and so if you would try to hide behind a door, you would open the door all the way and then try to cram yourself in like a little wedge.
Right.
I'm going to do that, hide behind the door, quickly chug my potion of greater invisibility.
Nah.
Damn it!
The door is not like that. It's an entrance to a hallway to a set of stairs.
Bollocks.
There's a person standing right there. So
okay, that's fair. Okay, I'm going to close the door. I'm going to
Which door
look at the
talking about now?
I'm going to look at the person that saw me, bow briefly, and then leave the hall back out the way I came and close the door behind me.
So you're back out into the courtyard now.
Yes. Yes, and then I'll follow the carriage down.
All right. So at that point, the carriage is gone. And you go down where the carriage is, and you get to the bottom, and there's you notice more of these black-robed figures with hoods about their faces.
What color is my robe?
Your robe is white.
Right. Okay.
They're clearly a different order and rank to you. But what you notice at that point, you can make a perception alertness check. Perception check.
Unnatural 20.
Oh. An unnatural 20. You see more gold than you've ever seen in your life. You see off the back of that carriage a massive gold coin the size of a cartwheel being shifted and carried and loaded down onto the ground. You see all of these other objects being brought off the back of that carriage, massive other coins the size of dinner plates being moved off the back of it, huge coins made of what must be gold, cups and other items that you're not really sure of. You sort of glance around at the stuff. One of the black-robed figures steps forward towards you.
I wait for him to speak first.
He says, "What is your name?"
Lord Barfest. Assistant to Lord Pyrex of the Northern Realm.
I think at that point you need to roll initiative.
Oi.
I honestly don't know how you're going to get out of this.
Don't you worry. I rolled an 8.
I have no way of saving you from this situation.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair.
You have literally walked into the lion's den. You are surrounded by very powerful wizards with very powerful servants,
coins.
and yes, they're extremely powerful, and they're going to kill you.
Well, hang on. They haven't killed me yet.
Actually, you know what? They're not going to kill you. They're going to paralyze the fuck out of you, and they're going to torture you, and they're going to lock you up, and you will never see the light of day again.
So what I'm guessing is they didn't believe me when I said that I was Lord Barfest.
No, why would they believe you? That's not even one of their titles.
Yeah.
I'm for Gimble's twin brother.
What was his
Thimble.
initiative?
His initiative.
We're not done here.
12.
Shit.
But the problem is you're not just fighting him. You're about to fight like 20 wizards.
Well, I've just entered this area. All right.
Did I mention the enormous golem that the feet of which you can see in this room?
Let's not go crazy here. I just entered here, and this wizard came up to me after I looked at some coins.
Right. Well, they've got very strict protocols, and it's very clear at this point that you are breaking them because, you know, because
I'm wearing the white robe.
Well, one, you're wearing a white robe, but two, the carts come down here, the wagons come down here one at a time with people on them. You are not on a cart. You have nothing. You're not connected to a cart. You're a lone wizard who nobody recognizes. Oh, and did I mention they're all humans?
Oh shit! Okay. Well, how do we go from here? Because I'm not dead yet.
Well, I think we should spend some time to think about this out of game.
I think that'll call for the night. But I've got schemes. I've got ways. I think I can scrape by.
You think so?
I think so.
You got a week to think about it.
You've got a week to think about it. We can talk about it out of game. You and I can talk about it privately.
Okay.
But I'm going to be honest with you. The chances of you surviving this is fucking slim. At the very least, you're going to be their prisoner.
Okay, good. I'm okay with that. I just wish he went out a bit of a better way.
It could be a situation where, you know, these guys may have to come and rescue you, and that could be a whole other adventure, and we have a motivation for that.
God damn it, I feel guilty now. Okay, no, we're good. This is good. Okay, let's leave it there, and we'll scheme.
All right.
Oh, I've already schemed.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Well,
that's fine. You guys better not be trying to off me just because I'm back in Australia.
No.
Okay. You can have another character.
You'll certainly get another.
That's why. Okay, so if I did have another character,
yeah.
I have to talk to. We need Phil here as well. We need to decide: am I going towards wizard or paladin, like tank?
Stop! No. This is not how Gimbal acts.
Barbarian.
Gimbal doesn't think about what next character he's rolling.
No, Gimbal doesn't.
This is who he's going to be reborn as.
I'm about to be dead. Gimble's fully confident that he can make it out of this situation.
So
Go barbarian.
we had that conversation that
Yes.
one time about whether people are prepared to have their characters die, and here is the time.
Yeah, I'm okay. Like that's me. I'm okay with it.
There's
But I
going
need
to
to
be.
think.
I mean, the way I'm seeing it is it's going to start with hold person and it's going to end with fireball.
That's fair, but I could break out of. Yeah, that's what it all comes down to the dice. If I can break out of a whole person,
Yeah, but you can break out of one whole person. But how many wizards are there?
how many
they
quickly
can-
notice? This is 6 second
The
turns we're talking
the
about
minute
here.
shit starts to happen, the gates are closing, the wizards are going to start coming out of the fucking rooms, this place is going to fill up with wizards, and it's going to start filling up with fireballs.
Yes, but they don't expect Momo.
I don't expect
The
Momo.
badger.
Momo's going to save you.
No,
Good
that's
luck with
fair.
that.
That's fair.
We have
Okay.
some sort of teleporty thing.
I just like you all to consider what the next character that I play is going to be like.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I don't want to think that way, so I'm gonna keep thinking about how Gimble can get out of this.
All right, let's scheme. We've got a week to scheme,
Yeah.
All right.
and I'm going to create a few character templates while I wait.
No.
I'm going to cut the recording here. Thank
Yeah.
you all for your time. And for the
Thank you
games.
for
guys.
no, it was a great session.
Cool.